Howdy, y'all.
And so it begins.
We are short a few players today. We've got a couple that are sick. We were battling bronchitis the last couple of weeks here in this household, and then another household in our party got sick, and then we've got a couple that are out dealing with family issues. So we're down to the bare minimum that you need to play D&D, which is ironic.
I don't agree with that.
Okay, so maybe not the bare minimum. We're down to what is a more typical size of D&D party tonight.
There you go.
Just the 4 players and our illustrious DM, Brayden. So tonight we're going to do a little bit different. One of the things we're looking to do at some point in the undetermined future of the channel is to have one more stream per week. It'll be weekly, or not weekly, it'll be monthly games, so it should be about 3 or 4 in rotation. And one of the things that we're looking at is a Western run by Brayden. Now, those of you longtime viewers of the channel know that Brayden and Lance and I, with some input from others in the group, have come up with our own gunslinger class. And we are still refining it, but it gives us an excuse to run a Western campaign, and Brayden is our go-to DM for that. So we're going to do that tonight as sort of a prologue for his upcoming campaign, and we will bring you guys along with us, and hopefully we'll have more of our regulars back next week to get back to our regularly scheduled campaign. In the meantime, hope you guys enjoy this brief diversion out into the Old West. Few quick reminders as we get started. As always, we're going to send a shout out to Wyvern Warfare. There are several Wyvern Warfare dice trays around the table. Super nice guys, local to Utah, and we kind of love the build quality of the trays that they've put together, so we give them a quick shout out here. All of our video content does wind up on YouTube, so you can go out and check our YouTube channel. Easiest way to find it is go to YouTube, search for Casual Cactus. You'll be able to find our channel with everything that we've done. All of the one-shots like tonight, all of the main campaigns, all of the random stuff that we just sometimes record and put out there. It's all out there. You can go check it out. We do also run our Discord server, which is the best place to go to keep tabs on what our schedule is doing, if there are any changes to it. Announcements about when we go live are out there as well. So if you're not already, do subscribe to that. It's free to join up. We just ask that you be cool, because we're doing this for fun, and we want you guys to have fun and sort of connect with people. So that's what it's there for. That is all I think I have. So we're at this point going to go ahead and turn it over to the man with the plan, our illustrious DM. Take it away.
Why did you drop in? Hello, everyone. Welcome to our prologue to a Western campaign that I hope we can run. There are plans working on it, but I do want to say that these Western games are very close to my heart, as the first campaign I ever ran was a Western.
It was fun.
Which
it's excellent.
Everyone here at the table are what remains of my friends who still were the original people who originally played the game. We did it a couple years back in 2018. Mm-hmm. COVID did happen, and we stopped playing.
COVID did happen,
yes. And now I hope we can get back into the shenanigans of the Old West. But for you all, I think a little bit of an explanation is needed on what this campaign is. And for anyone who knows me, I've actually written an intro set in the 1800s. It's off to a great start.
He wrote it, but he can't read it.
Honestly,
That's
yeah.
how he wrote it.
Set in the 1880s, 20 years after the War of the Sisters. For the first 2 decades, for those 2 decades, the Great Industrial Revolution has taken over, expanding all over the east coast of America. Not everyone is excited for this new age of industry, and look westward, past the Higulpu Mountains to the untamed land beyond. From the gold rush of Falcornia to the bayous of Old Sol, to the beautiful rapid river and the plateaus of La Rosa, the territories of Zorona, Galburn, Saxtet, and New Almira are open to explore, settle, conquer, profit, and or save. But today, we are going a bit east, to the eastern side of our western game. A loud whistle breaks over the small valley which lies the small... To call it a town wouldn't be necessarily what people would use. More of a gathering. As the whistle blows, many of the tents and small huts that are made here in this somewhat small valley begin pouring out people. Men of all races, ages, begin piling out, getting on their work clothes, grabbing shovels and picks as they get ready here in the morning to head out into the canyon. These individuals are working on the Transcontinental Railroad, more specifically building the railroad that will go through a canyon that it lies within the Higulpu Mountains. Here on this fine dude morning, all of these workers begin heading towards sort of the wagons where they will be shuttled into the canyon for them to begin work. As the high mountains above, you can just barely see that sunlight is barely peeking very far east, and probably won't see light until around noonish as they begin their work in the canyon. For one recent member of this group who was recently let go, sort of stumbles out from their tent, excited to get on with their work, but remembering that they no longer have a job. Keith, will you please describe your character?
So I am Jiang Li Turneroth, or JT for short.
There it is.
I am a gem dragonborn, a crystal gem dragonborn.
Sorry, your gem type is crystal?
Yes.
Okay.
Straight from Fizzbands. So
Not sure what that means, but okay.
There are many different kinds of crystal.
there are many different kinds of gem dragons apparently, but crystal was the subtype. I'm sort of, I took a few steps toward the wagons heading toward the end of the line where the work is being done before I remembered, oh, wait, I don't have to go that direction today. And as I watch my fellows sort of piling in, there's this sense of, what the heck do I do with myself today? The sunlight peeking over the hills sort of glints off my gemstone scales that are peeking out of my skin. As I look around and try to decide what it is I'm going to do with myself.
Many of the Dragonborn who are kind of like associate with the kind of small encampment that you guys have sort of look to you with understanding yet slight relief, as yesterday you had a break, and though no one was killed, there were a few injured and set back the line about a month or so.
Was a near thing.
Yes. And the train company has decided that your skills are no longer required.
Okay.
Now you lie on the western side of the Higalpu Mountains. Not sure what to do.
I suppose I will set about packing up what few possessions I have. A pistol, a Bowie knife, a rifle. The guns have seen better days. And the last thing I sling over my shoulder is a bandolier that weighs heavily on one side and sort of clinks a little bit as I walk.
Yes.
As I'm leaving camp, I'll pull a cigar out of the other side, clench it between my teeth, puff in it, and light it.
Yeah.
That's-
Puff the magic dragon.
Yeah.
As you
That's
sort
supposed to
of,
work?
you sort of,
Other...
He puts it in and goes,
you slowly look towards where the wagons are, seeing as some of those who are closer have already loaded up and are starting to head off further into the canyon to begin work. You do see a figure is coming down from the canyon, though the canyon itself it's not untrespassable. Around this time, there is a good some road is a harsh term, but there is a path that a wagon or something like that, through some stress, could make it through the week or so to get through the canyon. You do see a figure seems to have been traveling all night, maybe, and is coming into the valley as the wagons sort of try to veer around him. Nate, would you please describe your character?
So, my character, he's a tall 6 foot. Right now, he looks human. So he has the dark scruffy beard, a black hat. He's got the kind of like a white trim going around his hat. He got a dark overcoat duster, and the trim, the outside lining is trimmed with the same color as his hat. Pinstripe, black pants, pretty fancy. And he's got his one pistol to the side. He's got his rifle on his back, and on his right side, he has a little tiny hand axe. He's got a really nice silk bandana down the front, and like a whitish vest underneath. So.
Just for my amusement, please roll an intimidation check, please.
Timid.
you can use your constitution for that.
Correct.
Okay. Constitution would be better.
Yep. That's why we made that roll.
21.
21. Okay. JT, as you sort of see this individual, it's more of he strikes an imposing figure as the light behind him sort of casts a heavy shadow upon the valley. That sort of aesthetic.
Oh, I forgot to say my name.
Yeah, I can't do it.
If you would like to.
So, my name is Hazel, Duke of the West.
Okay.
Not that I have any way of knowing that yet.
Yeah.
But
Self-proclaimed Duke.
Are you human? Do you look human?
I do.
Okay.
Of all of the people you've kind of there are like hired hands that the train company has. This individual looks tougher than anyone you've seen of recent. as you were deciding what to do, JT, you do know one thing specifically. There's a company that usually will go from here, and we'll go all the way to a place called Mesa Springs, which is about a 2-month journey from here. Mesa Springs, sort of what people call the heart of the West. Sort of a Dodge City sort of place. It's the most heavily populated area in the entirety of the West. I mean, if you past the Rapid River, there is Falicorna, but that is several more months past that. So
but the best chances for finding more work probably going to be in Mesa Springs.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Are there, so we're driving the Transcontinental Railroad through, but are there semi-regular wagon trains, stagecoaches? What are we talking? What's it going to take to? I mean, on foot it's going to be a long journey.
Yes.
But is there any other?
Not at
Not
the
really?
moment.
Okay.
Rock Point is. It is the farthest the industrial east has gone.
Okay.
And it is not a big enough city. It's not a big enough settlement. They're just like, we need to have a set supply route here. There is just a company that knows that people who want to go eastward usually come through this way and usually help bring them along for a fee.
Okay. And Mesa Springs is east or west?
Mesa Springs is west.
Okay. All right. Well, I assume there's a trail or a path, or I know kind of which direction I need to head, right?
Yeah. Sort of on the southern side of this valley, you know that there's a smaller canyon that then leads to the bigger outward plains of the west. Mm-hmm. Usually around the edge of that canyon is where there's a sort of a small little area that's set up for this company.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll kind of eye the newcomer and sort of raise my chin in greeting. Where are you headed, sir?
Well, I guess west, because that's where I'm told that's where people go for a new start.
Very well, then. I suppose we go the same direction? Travel together?
He's gonna kind of look at you up and down, get a feel what's going on here. What's your name?
Easier, you'll call me JT.
Very well, sir. I am Hazel, Duke of the West. Well, soon to be Duke of the West.
Self-imposed Duke of the West.
Obviously, I'm not in the West yet, but I will be.
I didn't know we had dukes in this country. Look at that.
You've been heading west because
You're not second born.
you wish to make a name for yourself.
Exactly.
A lot with the coming of the industrial age comes governments imposing their own regulations and hiring their own lawmen. With that comes what people refer to as prerequisites. And not once have you apparently made those in any of the places you've gone to.
Working on it.
But the West, an untamed expanse of land where there are very few laws. And where there are very few laws, there can be money made from your profession.
Exactly. Yeah, I suppose we could travel together. You seem to be alright so far.
So
In the background. Tick, 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 tick.
All right. And and with no further preamble, I will turn and start heading up the trail to the west.
Yeah.
All right. Watching as these two strange, if nothing else, individuals coming, heading southward, maybe a good mile away from where the big tent camp, I should say, is. You see there's sort of a small little building, maybe not more than like 10 feet by 10 feet, right next to that. Sort of like a small little log cabin home. You'll see there are several tents as well set up. Sitting next to a fire, sort of warming themselves up, contemplating the answers that the morning dew brings. Danny, your character sort of sees coming from the north these two eclectic individuals. Would you like to describe your character?
She is about 5'8", currently kind of hunched over the fire, and in the firelight, in her current posturing, she looks kind of like an old crazy lady. She's very dark skin. She has
Is that because she is an old crazy lady?
not exactly. She has tight hair pulled back into a bun, very long black hair. It's kind of braided in the back and tucked into a tight little bun. Got kind of a Victorian-y looking corset on and black dress, but it's got like these, she's got big necklaces that lay almost in plates over her front, and some ornamentation that you could tell would have been made from some of the more native bunches around the area. Has a really, really big, wide-brimmed hat on, and her posturing makes her look old. But when she sees them, she straightens up. She's about 45, but the way she can kind of contort her body back and forth can either make her look younger than she is by a little bit, or older than she is by potentially a lot if she's really trying to sell it. So a bit of a chameleon in middling years. And always kind of gives a little bit of a side smile when she sees an opportunity. She's currently kind of like half talking to herself too, and stops as they start moving forward.
The voice in your head sort of pauses, placing down the morning tarot of this morning as well.
What's the tarot say?
Danger with rabbits.
They were sort of going on this route of opportunity.
Good opportunity?
Doesn't seem to say anything after that.
Opportunity. That's all. You just opportunity in my ear, and then you go. I haven't decided what the heck voice I'm going to be using for this, so pardon me through iterations.
All I can think of through this is hunger, power.
Well, we'll see your opportunity and we'll raise you. And she, like, stops talking as she stands up. Gentlemen. Gentlemen.
Ma'am, he'll tip his hat.
Tip hers back. I understand you might be off on some kind of something. Look like you're headed somewhere.
Thank you,
Thank you, Buzzer!
We aim to please.
Or, you know, when we bother aiming.
It's more like gently lobbing a grenade in that direction.
Indeed.
We are headed for Mesa Springs for, how you say, greener pastures.
Well now,
Land of opportunity?
Mesa Springs. It's funny that you should say opportunity. You know what? I was just thinking in my own little head, all by myself, that
I'm gonna look
There's-
around and see if there's anyone else around.
There
To be
are
seen.
there are several other people sort of at campfires, sort of warming themselves up in the morning.
Okay.
In other words,
Anyone not like her?
Anyone close enough to have been near her?
No.
It's like,
that I see a powerful opportunity here. So it's funny you should use that word. Now, I do believe I can tell a fortune or two if you would be interested in the opportunity to see fate before your opportunity takes you to the land of opportunity. It's a lot of opportunity.
How much? You have definitely intrigued my interest.
2 silver?
How much did we start with?
I think we're using actual dollars.
Oh!
Yes.
Silver has to be mine.
How much do we start with?
Sorry.
Brayden?
2 bits.
$5 each.
Oh dear.
Ouch.
Oof. That's actually a lot.
Yeah, like that's not a bad amount.
That's not a bad amount for the 1880s.
You know, for you gentlemen, I say a nickel.
So how much?
A nickel.
Okay, I'll bite. Here's a nickel.
I will take his nickel.
Yeah, okay.
4.95.
It's gonna be one of those kind of games. Yeah.
You're gonna nickel and dime us to death.
Yep.
Literally. She'll pull out her cards. I have a type of card. I should go and get it, but she'll pull out her cards and lay them out. And
What story are you trying to tell?
I'm gonna start with his.
Yeah.
Since I paid for it,
Yes,
yeah.
since you paid for it, and I'm going to tell him a story that his travels will go very well, and that he will manage to. If he says he's going to the land of opportunity, my brain thinks that he's going to try and dig for gold. So
Fair enough.
we'll.
There are a couple of gold rushes.
Can I insight her to see if she's full of BS?
Sure. So you can make an insight check, and you can either do a deception, a persuasion, or a performance.
And don't tell us.
And don't tell us.
We're gonna go with performance. Oh, don't tell you what?
Don't tell us which skill you're using.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I heard it and then I didn't hear it.
Okay.
Okay, and you said performance, deception, or what?
Performance. Performance,
Oh, just those two.
deception, or persuasion.
Persuasion. Okay.
19.
I mean every word.
Oh.
So 16, but I have a very high bonus.
She's good. I mean, she even knew that you even decided to walk all night. How would she possibly know that?
Voodoo.
How
Voodoo.
would I?
Alright. Just so the player, Nate, knows, what's your class and race?
I am a silver quill warlock.
Silver Quill?
Mm-hmm. And I'm a Kalishtar.
More importantly, what's your name?
Oh, Bellamy Germain.
Sorry, one more time.
Bellamy Germain.
Okay.
Need to rewrite an NPC's name real quick. I have Jermaine as the last name.
How do you spell that?
However you want.
However
Yeah.
you want.
It's your
I mean, I can
notes.
tell you how I spelled it. It's Bell, Amie, German, but put an A or put an I before the N.
Bella Major Maine.
Bellamy.
Bellamy.
Not that you've asked or anything.
Well, I was about to, but I just want to get it for my notes.
I was gonna say Lance just needed to know so he could put it in the notes.
That's fair.
And what's your race?
Kalishtar. So for all intents and purposes, I mostly look like a person.
Okay. I said I was getting my notes down.
There it is. That.
Shit.
I have to keep track of bullets and guns.
Ah, yes. Good point.
So it's a very important part of this. Number of bullets in your gun.
Okay. Okay.
Actually.
Listening to this very strange interaction of a tarot reading, sort of sitting by a campfire, sort of with just a bunch of other individuals, sort of taking it all in. Lance, would you like to describe your character?
Sure. So for people's notes, my character's name is Morgan. He's got a buckskin jacket on that's fairly worn, but still in pretty good condition. Trousers and boots. He has your traditional Texas-style cowboy hat on. He carries a pack with a rifle. He has a pistol and a gun belt on, and he also carries around a doctor's bag.
And you're just a human?
Mm-hmm.
What's your name again?
Hazel.
Hazel.
Duke of the
That's
West.
right. I knew that.
Of the West.
What's your class?
Scholar.
Scholar. Fancy.
Yep.
Morgan, as you were sort of watching as this tarot reading is happening, you begin reminiscing on why you were here out in the West. Though you're used to more cushier places, you remember maybe not more than 3 months ago heading to a small bookshop where a friend of yours, a Mr. Hendricks, asked to see you. He is sort of the head of your organization in this part of the continent. Entering in, you sort of enter the bookshop. Oh, please come in, come in. You see the sort of like small rotund dwarf man sort of stand up and greet you and gestures over to a table where there's some like a coffee pot sitting there with some biscuits, sort of gesturing you to come in. Well, we should probably get down to business then. I know you're a very thorough individual. We've been getting some reports from travelers on occurrences. Things that we generally try to stop. The head warden would like someone to be over there and keep an eye on it. Make sure that no greater obscurities occur. You willing to do it? It means you're gonna be living out there.
Just tell me where to go.
Yeah. Sort of giving you the information. He has set up a place in Mesa Springs as to be sort of your main headquarters where you can work out of. Sending you along with the paperwork, and you are on your way. As sort of you now see this sort of weird group of individuals gathered together. Sort of a weird obscurity
I
under
was about to say, strange happenings indeed. How loudly or quietly is your tarot reading?
Oh, I mean, if I can make a buck off of this, I'm gonna. So, if I can get some more interest. Yeah.
Okay.
And she is selling the eccentric old woman thing.
Yep.
And is kind of standing over, like, really, really vividly animating her reading with her hands as she's explaining the cards and everything. And, like, before each card, she'll, like, hold her head back and for a second and, like, sing just a measure and then go back to it. It's quite the production.
Morgan's gonna stand up, brush himself off, pick up his pack and his bag, walk over rather casually,
Okay.
politely wait till she's done.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, ma'am, that was something.
it was something.
I don't suppose you
indeed.
could give me one of those readings.
Oh, I'd love to. And she'll, like, get her little cloth moved over.
Oh, sure, I had to pay for it, but they get it for free.
Oh, yeah, I did. Like, there's a lot. Now, I'm charging a nickel.
Morgan will put a dime down.
Oh, look at you being generous. I do like seeing that. And she'll take it, kind of spread the cards out, do a little something over it, just kind of a little hum.
For you, a tiny bit of that fuzziness begins to happen in your brain as you sort of feel the puppet strings begin to work its magic.
Oh, the spirit's catching me.
As the fortune teller sort of pushes a narrative here.
I will say what the fortune teller tells me.
Yeah,
I might put a few flourishes in there. But
certainly.
what am I getting?
You flip over the first card, and you see the Hanged Man.
The Hanged Man. How does it want me to interpret the Hanged Man?
It doesn't tell you. He's always open to interpretation.
Or are you going to kill us?
Two things can be true at once.
Now, there are several ways one could interpret the Hanged Man. Now, as he is hanging by his foot, some are inclined to believe that he has hung himself there for new perspective and new opportunity. Others imagine that he put himself there because he has decided to complicate his own feelings and his own life. Now, let's see here. Which do I think you are? Maybe the next card will tell us. She'll go on to the
Okay.
next one.
You flip open the next card, and it is the Magician.
I forget what this one is in reality, so I can't harp on it like I did the last one. Let me consult.
Her card just says magician. It's just the word magician.
You a magic man, sir? Do you dabble in the intellectual pursuits of changing that which is around you? I see a spark of that in you. Magician, tarot card. How many cards are we pulling in this? Is this a 3-card spread?
You don't know.
You're just gonna make me risk
Hand
this
this to
whole
Brayden.
thing, aren't you? What did I ever do to you?
Brayden's like, I don't know. Does your patron tell you? I don't think so.
Okay, where we go? Upright. Is the magician upright or inverted?
Inverted.
Oh, these are too
The
many
one
things.
person around the table who regularly would understand tarot cards.
Oh, this is perfect. Like, I don't have them all memorized.
I do.
Ooh, when it is inverted, what we see here is that it is time for you to implement some changes. The magic you perform is one of deception and trickery. You can be lured into the showmanship of the arts. Wait a second. Sorry, I saw myself in that and I didn't like it.
I made this picture and I don't like it.
But behind that, there can be manipulation for selfish gain. So, perhaps there is an opportunity here to take you away from someone who has ill intent but pretends to have your best interest in mind. Do we draw another card?
You do.
What you got?
Justice.
Justice. I mean, I mostly remember this one, but I don't believe it. I don't trust this. Biddy Tarot. This is not a good site. Go to Biddy Tarot.
Meanwhile, Brayden,
Yes.
what role do you want me to make to discern more or glean information from these strange occurrences?
Insight.
Okay.
Okay. So, justice inverted or
Not inverted.
extroverted?
Yes, extroverted.
Introverted. The card is upside down.
Justice
and does not
is
wish
sitting in
to.
its house with a cup of coffee.
So normal.
Normal.
Okay. Justice, where'd it go? Nope, where'd it go? There we go. All right. That just became Matthew McConaughey. I don't understand what's happening to me. You're being called to account for your actions, and you will be judged for them accordingly. If you've acted in alignment with your higher self and the good of others, then I imagine you'll just be fine, won't you? However, if not, you will be called out. So, a level of compassion and understanding accompanies this. It's not just black and white. It suggests that you will be treated fairly and without bias. I'm just straight up reading this shit. You be ready to take up responsibility now for those actions and stand accountable. If you seek justice, then this is a positive sign for you.
Bellamy's got a little handout that comes with it, and she puts one down and goes,
If you have not seen the light, there you are. So, yeah, are
You
there
feel
more?
the hand of puppetry move once again.
Just hanging out.
You can see at this point it sort of put itself in a 4-slot configuration.
Has this configuration come up before?
Not
what?
you know.
What is the... So is it is it structuring the 3 cards we already have plus one more in...
As you draw the 4th one to place it in the 4th corner.
Oh, okay, so
what's in what
1,
corner?
2, 3, 4.
Okay, so flipping it.
Yep.
So this is the board.
Uh-huh.
The first one, second one, third one, fourth one.
Okay.
I have to write these down. Okay, so we went hanged man, and that was
one.
upright, right?
Yep.
Okay, just to make sure I'm getting this right. Tell me directionally what corner...
Hanged man.
Tell me
magician?
directionally. Like, the hanged man is in the north...
Northwest.
Northwest is the
Okay,
hangman.
okay.
The magician.
Is in northeast.
Justice, Southwest, and
The Fool.
The fool.
upright or down?
Down.
So we're inverted.
Inverted.
Inverted fool.
Lance, are you a fool?
I don't know, am I?
I don't know. What does the card say?
The card. Where'd it go? It just there we go.
The card says, please turn off your ad blocker to access this feature.
Exactly.
Please deposit additional 10 cents now.
You must construct additional pylons.
Now this suggests that you have conceived of a new project, but you're not ready to give birth to it in the world just yet. You might worry that you're not fit, or that you don't have the tools and the skills. You may choose to keep this new opportunity away from others. Just biding your time, waiting for it. You may fear the unknown, wondering, what am I getting myself into? As a result, well,
That's what I'm thinking right now.
always. Balance this out and know that the fortune teller has your back. Not me. The bigger fortune teller has your back.
The fortune teller has your back. The fortune teller is not legally responsible for anything.
Now, this can also show that you're taking too many risks and acting recklessly. If you think you're living in the moment all the time and being spontaneous, but you do so without regard for your safety, you might be in for a hurt. Yeah, that's the most relevant stuff there. But don't be scared of that opportunity that you're sitting on. You know, I seem to be saying that word a lot.
The insight I rolled was 25.
Oh, I absolutely believe every word that I'm saying.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
She believes every word, though for you specifically. Though it is very faint and you catch it like at the corner of your eye occasionally if you like look away, but just a gentle just appears. Like when like you see the glimmer of light catch a spider's web occasionally.
Well, that was a mighty fine reading. Thank you, ma'am.
As the hand reaches for one more card.
Oh, we're not done yet. We're not done yet.
Before flipping, taps each one of the four corners. Before flipping over into the center where this card can touch each of those four cards. The Wheel of Fortune.
Did I come and he won't go home? I'm sorry. Okay, Wheel of Fortune.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should have paid a dime.
See?
Get what you paid for, right?
Exactly. Whirl. It helps if you can spell.
We whirl of fortune!
I'm gonna work on my tarot cards before next time, man. I was not well enough prepared. Okay.
I was.
Inverted or upright?
Upright.
Okay. Now this reminds you that the wheel is always turning in life. And it's all in a constant state of change. If you're going through a difficult time, you rest assured that it will get better from here. Good luck and good fortune may make their return in time. Similar, if things are going well, know that this too will change. Pretty much whatever high or low you're on right now, it's gonna go the other direction, baby. Let's see.
You made it. You talked with the Shadow Man? He was very charismatic!
This shows us that we cherish the moments we in. So, this is also a reminder to you of karma, and what goes around will come around again. Mm-hmm.
But it also says be optimistic and have faith that the universe will take care of your situation.
You feel the tugging of the puppet strings.
All right, I'll be more serious.
Let go, as it seems to have had its say, before you just feel the shuffling of cards in the back of your brain as it relaxes.
The wheel never stops turning, Badger. Only matters to the ones on the rim.
Well, that was mighty fine. You should charge more for your fortunes. I'm going to put a quarter down.
Well, thank you kindly, sir. I will give the dime back at least.
Oh, no, he will not take it.
Oh, well, thank you. I do appreciate it, sir. Now, these two fellows, they had a mighty lot of opportunity in their plans, too. Seems an interesting thing to come around back on that word again. Again? I don't know what I just said. So.
My goodness, are you stranger? What's your name?
They call me Morgan.
Mr. Morgan, okay? I am Hazel.
Pleasure.
And this is my new acquaintance, JT, was it?
Good to meet you.
Well, isn't it just a lovely little meet-up?
What brings you out this way?
On my way out to Mesa Springs.
Seems to be the happening place to go to.
As far as I understand it, it's the only place out there, so.
Pretty much. That's where we're headed.
You know what? Am I getting any particular push to, like, go with them?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It's funny that you gentlemen should be interested in heading that direction. I feel more and more the drive to get away from here for a minute. I reckon perhaps I will buy myself a ticket as well.
Is metaphor?
Yes.
Ding, 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 ding. Over by the big wood shack, there seems to be a gentleman just ringing a bell. For the two who've been here a little longer, you know the sort of the roundup sort of bell, does get ready to go sort of.
As
alarm.
in, like, the wagon train is leaving, or?
It's getting ready. Everyone should
Okay.
be starting in the process of getting ready to head out.
Well, I believe that bell is for me.
Hmm.
If y'all are coming, you should probably join.
Oh, is that what that
should.
is?
Okay.
Shall return.
Looking around, is there like, is it a wagon train? Is it a stagecoach?
Looking around, it is a wagon train.
Okay.
You can see there are a couple like wagons, maybe like a truck wagon.
Okay.
Several other people. A few things more of note. You see, kind of grazing more towards the east of the valley. There is maybe like 100 head of cattle that have sort of been grazing as well.
Okay.
And various other individuals who seem to be wishing to head west and are deciding to take this wagon train.
All right. Is there anyone we should speak to specifically about joining, or?
That would be Chester.
Yeah, there's a man named Chester down there. He heads the wagon train.
Oh, very well.
Thank you very much. We shall return.
I won't go off.
I guess we'll go in search of Chester.
Mr. Chester. Chester's chicken.
All right. After a little while, you do find Chester, a little halfling man who's sort of making sure that everything's getting moved and whatnot. Sort of sees you all approach and he's like, "Howdy, what can I do for you? Wishing to join the wagon train heading west?"
Oh, you be correct, sir.
Yeah, the name's Chester Crestwell. I own the Crestwell Company. We take wagon trains specifically here in Rock Point and take y'all to Mesa Springs. Sort of a helpful way to make sure I get paid and you all get to where you need to go. So,
Question. How long does this travel usually take?
if it's good weather, which it should be, about 2 months. Welcome to the West.
Ooh. Very well. Do you have any concerns as far as bandits or people hijacking or anything like that?
I mean, there's always that issue, but usually I haven't had an issue so far.
Yeah, very well. How much is the fee to join?
Well, let's see. Sort of looks at the two of you. How are you
Sorry?
cattle wrangling?
It got stuck buffering.
Oh, not too bad if I say so myself.
Okay.
Honestly, have not had much cause to do much cattle wrangling.
Right. Well, kind of points over. You can see sort of a man maybe in his late 20s, sort of younger gentleman, sort of wearing the eclectic wear of cowboy gear, sort of long brown hat, little duster and whatnot. If you go talk to Jacob over there, he might be able to pay your way in helping him move his cattle to Mesa Springs.
I suppose there's a first time for everything.
Of course.
Very well. Let's go talk
So
to the other
I'm
guy.
gonna go heading off to talk to Jacob.
Jacob.
Heading over, you see Jacob. He's sort of like on a horse, sort of yelling at two other people on horses who are trying to gather all of the cattle together. Sort of looking to the other two, to the two of you, sort of gives you a quizzical look. Yeah, what can I help you with?
Mr. Chester said we could talk to you about possibly paying our way by helping you out.
Oh yeah, sure. The name's Jacob Lachey. Just trying to get my get the cattle here to Mesa Springs and then down to my family's ranch to the south. But could use some help getting into Mesa Springs at least.
What did he say his name
Jacob.
Jacob Lachey.
was? Yep, I thought so.
Would that be the Ruby Rose Ranch, perhaps?
Perhaps.
I have some bad news.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
I
This
don't
is a different
remember
timeline, folks.
Good thing.
Alternate universe.
That was the universe where we were bad guys.
Yeah.
That's right.
That shouldn't be too hard.
Yeah. For the trip, I'll give you both. Let's say, I usually pay about $30 for the trip, but I'll cut it in half to pay for your food and all of that. So, how does $15 sound?
Sounds like a fair deal.
Right?
Sounds like more than I have now.
Of course. He sort of supplies you guys with some horses to use. Are any of you proficient in animal handling?
I am.
You are.
am not.
Okay. As you guys are getting acquainted with your horses, everyone starts gathering their stuff, putting them into the back of wagons, and just generally just getting ready to go. Maybe about an hour after the bell rang to kind of gather everyone up, the wagon train is ready to go. As you all get ready to push westward.
Do we get paid half now, half when we get there, or is it all when we get there?
When you get there.
You have to survive, otherwise they don't have to pay you.
So I have an important question.
Yes.
Do our horses already have names?
No. But that depends on whether or not you can handle yours, Keith.
Yes.
Roll a animal handling check.
I was afraid you were going to ask me
You
that.
want me to roll too?
Yeah. It's a fresh horse, so.
Okay. The one time I took animal handling.
Good job.
Campaign to do it in.
Yeah.
Okay.
22.
22. Easy enough, you've ridden horses before, it's not a big deal. Dragonborn have issues with horses, whereas you're heavy. And horses are not very pleased with having to carry heavy loads of individuals.
Maybe you should ride a cow.
Make it's going to try and buck you off. You may attempt to grapple with an athletics check. Or you can roll on acrobatics to jump off and avoid damage.
I will attempt my acrobatics
Mhm.
check.
Yeah.
That would be a natural 20
Oof,
Okay.
Nice.
for a 26 total.
Alright, easily enough, you feel it about to buck you off, but luckily you're able to just hop off the horse before any damage is done. And the horse sort of runs off maybe about 20 feet before turning back to you and sort of giving you that side-eye horse look.
Let me check something real quick,
Okay.
because I need to know how it was written.
Okay. For the other two who already have tickets,
Jesus.
quote unquote. How are you riding? Are you just gonna walk alongside? Are you just gonna be in a wagon?
Take the wagon
What
straight up.
what is your riding situation?
That's interesting.
I can just walk.
Okay, you just walk. For our lovely Bellamy.
I mean, I probably could. Just, yeah.
I mean, do you have a tent or anything?
I have an explorer's pack, so I imagine so. That would be something that would be in that, right?
Nope.
Oh, never
There's
mind.
not
Is that
a-
bedroll?
There's
Yeah.
a bedroll.
Oh.
Dang it. Okay.
So I guess that's a thing to consider.
So the reason I had to look is, as a gym dragonborn, I have a psionic mind,
Mm-hmm.
but the creature has to understand language for me to be able to use it.
Okay.
A druid you are not.
A druid
so
you
I
are.
cannot speak with this horse
Okay.
Oh, that's
and calm it
unfortunate.
down.
I have some news for you. If you meet a horse that you can speak to, you should be concerned.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm sorry,
So-
I just lost my brain. What decision was I making?
Are you riding? Are you
Oh.
walking?
I would probably prefer to ride. So
Okay. Easily enough, you can ride side along a wagon driver.
okay.
Sort of a younger halfling person who seems to be maybe like a cousin of Chester.
Okay. Yeah. That makes small talk and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to try again, Keith?
I feel like I kind of need to.
Okay.
I don't think it's gonna go well, but I feel like if I'm gonna be a buckaroo for this cattle drive, I need to be able to ride a horse.
Yep.
That is another natural 20.
Okay.
Jeez.
Same dice. 2 natural 20s in a row.
Sort of.
Nice.
You take a couple of minutes and sort of start petting the horse and sort of, though you don't physically talk to it with your mental capacity, you sort of give off soothing vibes off to it. And you are able to ride the horse. As the two of you begin pushing the cattle through this canyon, as the rest of you begin the rocky movement of the wagons going through this canyon. the rest of the day, for the most part, is getting through the canyon, and you guys begin to settle down, sort of parking the wagons as the sun begins to set over something none of you have ever seen before. As you look westward, you see nothing but grassland. For many of you, this is not something you've ever seen before. The large expanse of untamed, untouched by the age of industry, just grass, like the grassland of Kansas in front of you. As you've entered the territory of New Almira. As you guys bed down for the evening.
Post-it notes somewhere. Right behind you.
There was a whole stack of
Would any of you be the kind of person to try and get to know some of the individuals you're traveling with?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Okay.
Anything for the extra money?
Okay. There are a few individuals. Besides Chester Cresswell, he has like 2 brothers and 2 cousins that are sort of helping him. Sort of each one is one of the wagon drivers, so there's about 5 wagons. There are several families and just people heading out west to make their fortune. However, there are 5 individuals who sort of catch your attention.
what we got.
Someone formerly.
Sorry,
felon.
4 individuals. You already met Jacob Lachey.
Are they in white
And
coats?
he's with us. He's one of the
Yeah,
the five.
He's running the
running the
cattle.
cattle along with. There is also Chester's wife is running the chuck wagon. So
Do these people have names or
Yes, I've heard it. Chester's wife.
Chester's?
no, her name is Elaine.
Lane.
So you guys sort of eat. It's pretty good for what chuck wagon stuff is. You see, most of the back of the chuck wagon is filled with canned goods. So the first is like a very hearty bowl of like some kind of chili. Pretty good. Considering you're out in the frontier.
I'll take a bowl of chili.
Handing out bowls of chili to everyone.
Yeah.
There are 4 strange individuals besides yourselves.
I was about to say
For
yes.
you, Hazel, the one that catches your eye is like this bulky half-orc gentleman that's sort of wearing like this gray duster. You can see that he's got like shotgun on his back and dual-wielding 6-shooters at his side. Talking with him, his name is Merrill Granite.
Merrill Granite.
And if you would like to know more about their stuff, you may ask, but I'm just going through who we have available.
I will definitely be asking about these people. because of who
There
I am.
is Professor Gentry McMack, a
Micmac.
dwarf, sort of wearing like a little squat dwarf, kind of got the accoutrement of like a professor who bought safari gear.
I am the very model of a model.
Major General. There is a father, Father Van, sort of a tiefling, sort of has like horns that kind of almost go all the way back that would almost touch, and kind of has a little bit of a ribbon that sort of goes between each. Sort of wearing like the attire of like a Catholic church, though there is not a Catholic church in this world. But if you would like to know more about who he is. And then finally, there's sort of about 6'7", this bulky dude that sort of sits down wherever he's told with an expression of just like I am 1,000 miles either ahead of me or behind me. And I don't know which one. He has like a donkey with him that's loaded up with a bunch of stuff.
Clancy.
His name is Clancy Hayes.
I was waiting. I was like, when you're like donkey, Clancy.
So it got like this smile that is very contagious. Sort of just like is there. Sort of thanks Elaine for the bowl of chili. And
Clancy.
and those are somewhat like the weirder individuals on this wagon train, though there are others as well, but these are the more noteworthy.
Okay. Just something for later.
Yep. I always love something for later.
If it makes any difference.
Yeah. Very interesting to know. Alright. Enjoying your dinner. Is there any conversations you'd like to have?
So I take it for the night they like round the wagons in a circle
Mhm.
and all that stuff.
Yep.
And sit in the middle.
Chester says it's the safest
Yeah.
way of doing things.
Okay.
The cattle is kind of set that's close. The two of you will need to help with like watches and that sort of stuff. You two can volunteer, but you don't necessarily need to.
Do they have enough people?
They do have enough people, yes.
Okay, I won't worry about it then.
Okay.
I think by and large I'll be, I'll wolf down supper and then head back out to keep watch over the cattle and sort of try and bond a little bit more with my horse.
Since I don't have to sleep,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna schmooze, huh?
You don't sleep?
Nope.
Not that you know that, but
She's a little extra crazy. She will kind of go off and on, like helping keep watch, even though she's not going to say that she's helping keep watch.
Yeah.
She's going to kind of help keep watch out there, and like offer readings to people, anybody who will pay for it. And also like kind of just maybe talk to her weirdo in her head some.
Okay.
Try and make sense of the things that it's saying.
Okay. You get a few people. Father Van does not seem like the kind of person that believes in tarot readings. Meryl Grant kind of just like doesn't seem to care. Sort of like the gruff sort of individual. Clancy is very confused on what it is you're asking.
It's alright, shoot.
Are you saying carrot wrong?
Tarot.
Oh.
You know.
Yes, we are
honey.
tarrowing along this path.
Wow.
just don't piss him off.
You are a specimen, sir.
Professor Gentry does seem interested.
I will give him a reading then.
Okay. Roll your whichever one you choose.
Don't suck. I just want it to be a little more convincing than that. Oh, that's real convincing. That's a nat 20.
Oh, yeah.
Clean out Clancy.
It's absolutely fascinating upon what this is. That you're able to discern myself within these cards. Fascinating. Truly fascinating.
If we don't run into this professor at some point in his little smoking jacket, and I want his pipe to not be tobacco but a bubble pipe.
I want that
Right.
now desperately to be canon. Please let it be a bubble pipe.
You don't know what he does in the comfort of his home.
That is true. That is very true. Or do I? That was a dang good tarot reading.
Or he has a hookah.
He seems actually like a hookah.
Well, that sounds
To
delightful.
say.
He's come from the Far East.
I would hookah with this guy. That sounds bad. You know,
I like you hookah with just about anybody, but
Hookah, not hookah.
my character probably. Yeah.
So what brings such a charming individual into the middle of nowhere?
Well, in order to know that it's nowhere, somebody had to be here, didn't they?
I suppose that's true.
That's about as deep as an empty bucket. Okay. Indeed. I just figured that I should follow where the cards take me. And the cards can be very persuasive. Sometimes one might even say pushy.
You would know better than I do, so...
Sometimes I go where I am shoved. Occasionally, life stops throwing you little feathers along the way to follow and just throws the whole damn chicken in your face.
that sounds like a euphemism.
Not sure about the metaphor, but I get the meaning, yes.
Well, what's bringing you this direction, my friend?
Well, I'm a professor of Edgedam.
Come again?
Edgedam,
Edgedam?
yes.
Edgedam.
Are you educated? This is Brayden asking your character. Is your character at all educated?
I mean, I do have +1 intelligence. It's 13. Maybe not much beyond, like...
Roll a history check.
Okay. Let's see what we got. Oh, that's an 8.
You've never heard
I
of
got
Edgedam.
nothing. Tell me about Edgedam.
Well, it's a university in the East Coast, and, there have been reports of strange, ruins out there in the West, sort of hiding out there, and, as an archaeologist, got done pillaging pyramids and decided to, try seeing if there's sort of something buried out here in the West.
So you're gonna go unearth some secrets.
Yes, and talk to some of the locals around, see if there's some of these sites I might be able to uncover and decipher and whatnot.
And the birds and the beasts shall be my weapon.
I was just about to say, like, okay, setting-wise, does this overlap with... No.
You guys can ask questions about the world. That's fine.
Okay.
Any relationship to previous
I
pyramids?
was about to say, is this a Wheel of Time reference happening at the moment? Like,
No,
are we...
it's not a long time reference.
He's
These
already...
3 pyramids,
he's beating all
all
of
next
them.
to each other.
They all had mummy lords. All the archaeologists had to take their pickaxes and kill the mummy lords. So, what do you anticipate finding in a place like that?
Well, I'm not quite sure. There was rumors that there was an ancient civilization upon Marika before we arrived that sort of wiped itself out, but not a lot of evidence is supportive of that. If perhaps I can find some of these said ruins, I might be able to reveal what this ancient civilization was, and if there was one, what may perhaps have happened to them that caused them to all disappear or die off.
Interesting. And your companions, how'd you come about them? Or are you separate from them? They're just along.
Well, I'm alone at the moment. I'm planning on hiring some individuals once we get to Mesa Springs to help excavate or search for some sort of sites to look through.
Excellent, excellent. Well, you know, I might just be able to lay out some cards and see if we can point you in the direction of some good help.
That does sound like it would be very useful. Thank you for your help.
Of course, that was a really exaggerated pause before that word. But you know what? I'm a fan of
He
exaggerated
had to
pauses.
determine if it was actually help or not.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyone else like to talk to any of these?
So
at the
Morgan
moment?
is not talking to anybody, but he's sitting, he's got his bedroll laid out, and he's sort of leaned up against his bag, he's
Okay.
got a lantern, and he has a little notebook out, and he's taking notes and
Yeah.
sort of observing the happenings at camp and making little notes about things.
Okay. Anyone particular that you're interested in amongst the accoutrement of the...
No, just taking a notice of each of them and making observations.
Okay.
Okay. 18 perception for Mr. Merrill.
Mr. Merrill, 18
And
perception.
what I'm specifically looking for any identification marks.
Identification marks.
Like
He's got
badges,
this little
gangs,
metal thing that says
any-
U.S. Marshal.
Just anything that stands out like he's affiliated with somebody.
Okay. With an 18, you start looking at him and you're pretty sure that he might work for the Greysteads.
Great stats.
This is the Pinkertons.
Yes. The Greysteads are my version of the Pinkertons in this world. Sort of a group of individual, the Greystead agency, or sort of a hired mercenary group. For the most part, they've the last decade or so, they've been kind of hired to be law enforcement for some of the Wild West, or just do odd government work that they don't have enough people for. Sort of like hired mercenaries.
Hired security.
Yeah, that's another word for it.
Have gun, will travel.
Right up my alley. Now how to approach it without being killed.
That's a
Or
fair...
you go ask for an application. What were you planning on doing?
This is Nate.
Dueling him for the position?
Entirely
I
possible.
don't know who he is. I don't know how he's going to react. Maybe me implying I want a job is going to take away job opportunities for him. I don't know.
I feel like that response says more about Nate than it does about...
Yeah.
I don't want to ask him. What if he shoots me?
Okay, I'm going to take my chili and I'm going to sit kind of next to him but not too close.
Yeah.
And take a bite and look over and say, hey, it's a interesting pair of pistols you got there.
Yeah.
He's a...
What were you expecting?
This is a Western, dude. Man of many words.
You walk up to the heavily armed man, sit down and go, nice pistols. What is he?
But, those are pretty nice. Would you mind if I ask what you got there?
Store.
Picked him up at a store next to the Lewiston Corporation.
Yep.
Would I know what that is?
You would. So, back in the early days of Murica, there was a gentleman by the name of Clark Lewiston, who was the first individual to traverse from the West Coast, to the West Coast and then back to the East Coast.
Okay.
He became very famous, and through his fame, married a lovely lass whose father was one of the sort of wizards of the world, one of the industrial barons
Okay.
of the time. And through his connections with that, decided to make the Lewiston Corporation. They basically make the world's equivalent of like magical guns. So like guns that don't ever need to reload, guns that shoot fire,
Ooh.
sort of.
Think the Winchester Repeating Rifle Company
Yeah.
with magic.
Yes.
Yeah.
And word to the wise, do not try and steal a gun.
Oh no, I'm absolutely not doing that.
He did say he bought these next to the Lewiston Corporation.
Mm-hmm.
So
Uh-huh.
a store next to the Lewiston Corporation is funny because that must not be good for. We're doing a blowout sale because
We know you can't afford the wealthy guys. Come get ours half off!
Yep, that sort of thing.
The guy there just like has no teeth, and just singed hair all the time. Holes
Well,
in
they
his
have a beautiful
clothes.
crystal. I applaud you on that. May I ask what you do for work?
Help
Give me
people.
a shot.
I'm sorry, you help people?
Hunt people.
Oh, you hunt people. Oh, I see.
Those are two very different words.
Sorry, I'm a little bit hard hearing this year.
Yeah.
That's interesting. How? Please, if by all means you don't care to discuss, I understand. But I have an interest in getting into that myself. I'm just starting out myself, and just wondering if you have any pointers.
Sort of puts his chili bowl down and goes into like his long coat and pulls out a whiskey bottle and takes a little bit of a draft before plugging it back in, taking it out, which takes about a solid minute. He takes his time with that. After he gets done, he's just sort of like hunting some gang that's causing trouble near Timber Pine.
So just start small and work your way up. Then I'm saying.
Well, if I get the smaller folk, I can work my way up to the leaders.
I see. Well, this is awkward. Well, thank you for your time, sir. Have a good night.
Nah.
I just kind of get off. Before anything else happens.
Yeah.
He's not very talkative.
I mean, I would talk to as many of them as would talk to me throughout
Well, we
the evening,
can
but we don't
can
have to.
pick that up
Yeah.
as we
I bet the
continue on
father
the
will
journey.
give you a sermon.
I bet he would. You know what? Might
Could you
just
to
act
help.
like a good little convert, depending on what it'll get me.
That's
also
definitely a
sounded
euphemism.
God, I can't say anything well tonight. Sorry. Well, that's fine. That's
All right.
fine.
Well, for the first month of journey, we're gonna do one of my favorite things that I enjoy doing with DMing is I would like everyone to have their D12s ready.
D12s.
D12.
How many?
Yes. Just one.
Just one. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna try the
Just
metal
have a
ones.
D12 ready. So what I like to do on traveling is I like to have. I usually do daily stuff, but since the West is a little bit bigger, we're gonna do weekly. So you'll roll a D12, and if it is in a certain parameter in which I set, this is usually due to like how dangerous the location is or stuff like that. It's sort of like this line that changes depending on the difficulty of where you're traveling. So we're gonna do a month, so 4 rolls. So I'm gonna say that for now the number is 12. So you don't want to roll a 12 as you're traveling. So for the first week, let's have everyone roll a D12.
You rolled a 12?
Not me.
Of course you did.
So go
That's
around
my
and tell
lucky
me what
dice.
numbers you rolled.
12.
12,
8.
8,
5.
5,
3.
3. Okay.
Cute little
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice round.
stair steps down.
I need to get my bad dice out.
Roll for me a D100, Nate.
Ooh.
You want to roll low.
This is the percentage of your health you lose.
Oh, this is the percentage of how difficult I make it.
Oh boy.
That is
100.
39.
39. Okay, so it's not too terrible, but it's okay. Okay. For this first week of travel, I'm gonna say you do not do very well. Traveling this long on this horse, on a saddle that's not necessarily fit for you, well, you are chafing really bad this first week.
Oh.
So, for now, you're going to have a penalty to just comfort rolls.
Okay, how much of a penalty?
Just a -1.
Okay.
You can try and do things to avert that, to try and get it to go away, but for now you just have a discomfort.
Baby powder.
Pillow in the saddle.
I was gonna say I can take my pack with extra clothing on it and sit on that and.
Okay, then I will allow that to be a thing you do. So for the most part, this next second week is very discomfortable, but you try your best to sort of, you try like majestically as you can, like side saddling to be like, I might try this.
Side saddling.
Sort of try to see how like you could get away with side saddling, mayhaps. Which looks weird to everyone, but roll an animal handling check.
Anyone who looks at me, I'm going to slow down. I'm like, what?
Then, make an intimidation check, and then roll a animal handling.
Okay, intimidation. Oh. That's 6.
As much as you'd love to be intimidating while you're side saddling, it's not a great look.
Animal handling.
Figure out
Yes.
how one is intimidating in that posture.
He's not. That's the problem.
14.
Okay. It's not as great as you were starting, but you are able to keep the cattle sort of in line.
Okay.
The rest of you seem to be doing great. Though, there is the blistering hot of the sun, the sort of, you miss the feeling of, like, mountains.
I pull out my great big conical hat and set it on top of my head to keep
Alright.
the sun off.
Second week, let's have another D12s all round.
I'm going to change up my dice. What the hell?
The reason I love this is because this is where you want to roll low on one of the higher damage dealing dice that you can use. And that's another 12?
That's a 12.
Okay, roll another
Is that
D100.
mine? Okay.
9.
So that is a 6.
3.
9, 6,
again. 12, 9, 6, 3.
47. Okay. This discomfort's getting bad. It's kind of like, I don't want to, it's blistering.
Oof.
So, discomfort level
Okay.
2.
I'm gonna walk for a while, get off the horse.
Okay. Okay. Then make animal handling at disadvantage, as you're attempting to do it while not riding the horse.
Yeah. 4 is a nat 20.
A nat 20. Somehow, being off the horse somehow is better for you to round up the cows. Because they're used to 4-legged creatures, but now this creature has 6 legs, and now they don't understand what to do. And so they kind of fear what the 6-legged creature is and sort of like give you space. The rest of you, once again, are fine.
Let me get a different.
Yeah.
Elaine is able to keep your guys' comfort level and traveling fatigue down with her good cooking. Seems to be a very good skill to have on the trail.
That would make sense. Yes.
Let's do the third week.
Ooh, close.
1. Thank you.
12.
12.
11.
11.
7.
Okay. Roll a D100 for severity.
39.
39. Okay. And you're just walking, right?
Yep.
There does become a certain point
That's what I had.
where... What shoes would you be wearing?
Whatever boots I had.
Okay. Your boots are beginning to sort of not do great. By the third day of the third week, you're getting blisters on your feet.
These boots are not made for walking.
Can I make a medicine check to address said blisters?
I'll allow it, yes.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. You're able to maybe like double sock up or use moleskin to kind of keep the blisters in check.
Okay.
It's not a great week, but you're able to stop yourself from getting like further blistering damage. As we hit the fourth week, another D12 roll for everyone.
5.
7.
11.
11.
Okay.
Just brushing it.
Just brushing it as you guys continue on about halfway through your journey. As you guys continue on, and you guys are about halfway to Mesa Springs. About this time, the flowing grasslands kind of start turning into like arid shrubbery and sagebrush and sort of more of a hotter climate. As you guys continue on, about at the halfway mark, is there any other role playing would you like to do with any of the NPCs?
Is my butt healed by now? Like, a couple weeks.
It's the important
I will
question.
say, yeah.
Okay. So
Sort of having done walking, your discomfort has gone down.
Okay. So I can take away the penalty?
Yes,
Okay.
I will allow that.
I will spend time treating anybody who gets sick or ill as we are traveling.
Yeah,
I
maybe
got
some
blisters
check.
on my butt.
Hey, if you say something, that's what baby powder is for.
Suddenly entered Brokeback Mountain territory.
21.
No,
Oh,
yeah.
look at this.
Through many of the medical issues that do come up, sprained ankles. What was a scare of dysentery for someone was just a bad case of the runs. But you were able to make sure everyone is healthy and doing good. Chester will actually thank you for the help that you've done so far.
Wait, Chester had the runs or he's general help?
He's asking like general help that you're
Chester
helping
thanks
with.
me for being contributing positively to the trip.
You do see extra portions of dinner that night from Elaine after the compliment.
Oh.
Would you like to get to know any of your traveling companions?
I mean, I certainly would, but I also don't want to like chew the time.
Have I been getting to know the other like cowhands
Yeah.
a little bit?
The two other cowhands, George and Simon, are sort of just like generic individuals who are cowboys. They're sort of the kind of people that like josh each other over the fact of what people romanticize cowboys to be.
Okay.
They wear red shirts.
So generic cowboy.
No,
one, generic
red
cowboy
flannel,
two.
red flannel.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume since Jacob is paying my way, I'm going to spend most of my free time watching the
Because
herds.
Steph
Yeah.
gave it to me. Became one of my little totems.
Who would you like to spend some time with next?
Yes.
Or at least to have some time talking to.
Clancy.
Now I want to spend some time with him, but I might hit my head against the wall many times. So,
Oh, you can't have that.
you know, I would probably, at some point, I would have a nice, long, faith-based conversation to with Master. No, Master. The way I have it written.
That escalated so quickly.
The way I have it written here, Van looks like Han, and the old martial arts style I did was Master Hans,
Oh, yeah.
and so. Yeah.
Father Van,
Father
Master
Van,
Han, two very different
things. Yes. Yeah, that was a fun little brain spot.
Yeah.
Father Van.
Hello, my child. How may I help you?
Well, I was just, I am a woman who likes to listen to a lot of the opinions of the universe. And I suspect that you have some interesting things that you go about teaching on these trips of yours. What's bringing you out west?
Well, I only teach the good word.
Better
A
than the bad
dear,
word.
a dear old friend of mine, happened to die recently. And I'm off to replace him, someplace called Sierra.
Did you just say replace?
Yes, he, was killed during a,
You're replacing a very good friend of yours?
yes.
Now, I have questions.
Please, I may answer.
How does one replace a whole human being when they are no longer a human being?
Well, one must replace his position in the church he was staying at.
You know, there were a lot of different ways you could have said that to open that conversation.
I'm going there to raise his spirits.
You made a choice. It was a bold choice. Now I understand a little bit better. So he's a clergy friend of yours. Or was.
Yes.
Well, do you believe that God speaks to us in many different and meaningful ways?
Well, I don't believe that any of the gods can speak to us anymore. That's why us members of the Church of Humanity believe in self...
Vulganity. Church of Vulganity.
Oh. Out of curiosity, what are some of the prerequisites to joining the Church of Humanity?
Well, just being a good person in general, seeking to improve humanity's way instead of impeding it, being good to your fellow man, and striving to take our roots and raise them towards the light in an ever-growing way of civilization of goodness.
That sounded mighty pretty.
See, I didn't think that there were beats involved, but then he said roots.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's meta. I don't know that. I don't know
Become
that there
one
are
of
beat
the
people.
flock.
Oh dear.
So for context, a few contexts to remind you that during the year 0, most of the known gods died during a war. So most gods don't exist anymore.
That's yeah.
So the Church of Humanity is basically a church
Without
not-
a god?
a church without a god, sort of a church of self-improvement instead of
Church of Therapy.
They
Yeah.
follow the teachings of the great prophet Will Wheaton. Don't be a dick.
You know,
Yeah.
I can kind of get behind that their faith base, because I don't know that they're run by beats. That sounds mighty fine. Now, why did you select specifically the word humanity? I keep kind of getting stumbled there, but you know, there are all kinds of different people here.
Well, of course, but humanity in the essence of living beings as a whole.
Personhood.
Well, I suppose that's a word for it, but I feel humanity works a little bit better in the saying scope. Plus, in the original creation of our church, it was mostly humans that started it, and we've let more people come into the church as it has grown.
Good for you. She's just gonna kind of like swallow that particular pill of
Condescension.
I was gonna say I have some really terrible comments I could make, but I'm not going.
I'm trying to make friends. I'm trying to make
Seeing as how
friends.
I'm not there.
Just gonna let that one go. Bless your heart.
All the while, he's kind of got like that youth pastor smile where he's just
That's your heart.
looking at you and just little
Youth
smile and
pastors.
just nodding.
So you're coming out west to find somebody else to bring in to replace your friend's your friend's position at work.
Yes, I'll hold the position for a while until I can find someone suitable enough to continue his work in Sierra, and
Unless somebody kills me too.
Well, if you believe that the universe nudges things a little bit, I can do a reading for you.
Hello, Father. Would you like me to perform my black magic?
perhaps another time. I
No, that's
must
fair.
sit in self-contemplation and
You do that. You got a
perhaps
lot
look
of
for
things to
answers
unpack.
within oneself.
I'm sure that is a very deep well to look in. Don't get too lost now.
This coming from the lady who has a voice in her head.
Speaking of the voice in your head,
Uh-oh.
it just keeps placing down the Fool card as the entire time you have been talking to him.
Oh, honey, I know. Believe me, I get it. She'll say that out loud as she gets up and strolls away.
Okay. Alright. I would like someone to roll a dice for me and then tell me whether it is evens or odds. Just anyone?
Odds.
Oh, good.
Odds be forever in your favor.
Okay.
Something.
About the day after the halfway mark, you guys are traveling along nonchalantly, not exactly anything wrong. Make perception checks.
That's not one of my best. This is like one of the lowest perceptions I think I might have ever had. Oh, the roll didn't help.
Five.
9.
That's a 6.
8.
I'm sorry, I got the highest? With a 9?
Yeah,
We're
you
a
did.
perceptive bunch.
Apparently my butt still
Yeah,
hurts.
you did.
Tell me none of you are playing wisdom-based classes without telling me none of you are playing wisdom-based classes.
Never have
Yes,
I
sir.
ever played a game where no one has ever seen what is about to happen.
Welcome to the party.
And none of you do. Though, I will give you that you do hear a rumbling before it happens.
Woo!
As you hear the rumbling, you're not sure what to make of it until you kind of look to the north and just see what you thought might have been a dust cloud far off in the distance is a gigantic herd of bison that begin sweeping into camp.
Hell shit. Yeah.
JT,
I need everyone to make dexterity saving throws.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's lovely. That's actually really good. Never mind. It's an unnat 20.
Okay.
Also an unnatural 20.
Okay.
21.
Okay.
Hang on, I gotta pull up my character sheet again. 19.
Okay. You all are able to just kind of like dodge out of the way as all of these bison start coming into camp.
Like the little old lady just straightens up and suddenly looks like 20 years younger and just starts like booking it out of the way. Actually,
I'm
probably
envisioning
closer to
that
30
moment from
years.
Lord of the Rings where it's CGI Legolas and he like grabs the horse and like flips around it and up on top. That's sort of surreal.
I'm imagining mine.
Uh-oh.
So I'm gonna jump.
Wow.
I'm gonna jump on the horse.
Guess who rolled a natural 20?
Clancy? I'm surprised you made Clancy roll.
Well,
He Louises this and just like picks the entire path up that we're on and just moves it. It's just,
so bison just start tearing into camp. You just like start losing sight of just like everyone as these giant furred creatures just start going through camp. You see like 2 of the wagons have tipped over at this point. As people are just getting strewn around everywhere. You do hear gunshots far to at least to the north as well. As for a good solid 2 minutes, these bison just tear into camp, this large herd.
I'm sure this won't be a problem.
No, of course not. This
Way
happens
out
all
of
the
way,
time.
so.
After that 2 minutes, you see that they continue heading south. Looking around and assessing the damage, 2 wagons have fallen over and probably will need to be repaired or left. There are a dozen people injured, though luckily no one is dead. Clancy is nowhere to be seen.
Clancy is riding one of the bison.
You can see Father Van is sort of lying unconscious. And then just not in a good way.
Is the cattle herd still where we left it?
No. They seem to have joined the wave of bison.
Oh jeez.
Wait, you're running? We're running? Guys, we're running! We're running! What? We're running!
Well, shit.
You guys can make perception checks.
How is Mr. Merrill holding up? Just curious.
Oh, he's fine.
The gunshots were probably him killing bison.
the other
He
guy
basically
didn't
just like went around to the other side of a wagon and just leaned against it. Yep.
I'm gonna go start treating wounded.
Go for it.
15 perception check.
15 perception check.
14.
14.
19.
19. Alright. You're treating the wounded. Just make like 3 medicine checks for me. For the 3 of you who with the perception check, you can see like maybe like a mile, maybe 2 miles to the north. You can see what look like a group of people on horses are just like going around to dead bison.
Huh. So we've got groups of people coming around to the dead members of the herd. And these aren't people that are...
Don't look like they're associated with you.
Does Jacob look concerned because his
Yes.
herd is gone?
What do you
Does he look like he's got a plan for how to fix this or not?
He sort of like looks to everyone and is like, if you can get the my 2 boys up, send them southward. The 2 of you, we gotta go round up some cattle.
All right.
All right.
Is it obvious, like, the cattle versus the stampede?
Sorry, are you asking if it is
Bison
clear
and
the
cows.
difference between a cow and a bison?
Oh,
Is that your
doing-
question?
Are we doing cows?
Yes.
Yeah, so the cattle got
Okay.
swept up in the bison stampede.
So I wasn't clear on what we were hurting. Like
Yeah, we were hurting
transporting.
cattle
Okay.
that got swept up in the bison stampede. I will remind you, we are being paid to look after the
Yeah.
cattle.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm already on the horse. And
All right, so
Hang
I'll go grab my horse and take off. after
Start
him, I
making
guess.
animal handling checks.
Yeah.
Let's make 3 of them. What did you get for your medicines?
26, 21, and 18.
Okay, easy enough. You start kind of Elaine kind of starts helping you bringing out. She sort of like kind of becomes like your nursemaid, sort of helping you with like things like getting hot water ready, like getting clean cloth, and just helping you out. Chester is just like, we're camping here for the day until we can figure out what's going on. Him and his one of his cousins starts working on. You've got the other 3 cousins who are hurt. There's like a dozen people, but you're able to like get them into a workable stage. No big injuries, though I will say Father Van broke his leg.
Great.
And he's sort of muttering prayers as he is delirious through pain.
I'll try and help you splint it.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about.
Yeah, with your medicine checks,
Yeah.
you are able to.
I am prepared to administer aid.
Yes.
11, 13, and 14.
Okay.
Are we doing 3?
Yeah, do 3.
Okay.
This is just like through several hours of.
Okay. 21, a 30, 20, and a nat 20.
Okay, so between you and Jacob, you're able to get most of them. There's maybe like 10 that aren't accounted for, but you're gonna have to search. Like search more.
Burden the hand at this point, because I know we're not stopping the bison stampede.
Yes.
Which means every minute we try and search for those 10, we're getting further from where we need to be.
Well, I will say that the bison have stopped maybe like 5 miles away.
Okay.
So it's just more of just trying to find where they are and trying to get them out from the bison. So it will take a little bit more time, but
Well, I'll leave that up to Jacob if he wants to try.
he wants to try. He did.
Okay. All right,
So.
you're the boss.
Yeah. You guys
Yeah.
continue doing that. At the camp, the 2 of you can make perception checks to see the northward individuals.
Do we need to roll again? To...
6.
Yeah, roll another 3 animal handling. So 13,
6.
6. Okay. With the 13, you can see that the individuals who were up north seem to be doing what many people did in the Old West with bison, and that is take the meat, leave everything else.
Because they're monsters.
Do they seem to be like? So they knew the stampede was going on. They followed everything down.
They caused it.
the stampede. Okay, so
Free meat.
okay. I don't know what to do with that information because like
Yeah, no, fair enough.
I'm a squishy fortune teller. It's not
I
like
was
I'm
gonna say I know what other characters I've played would do, but
Fit in there with the future.
right. Just walk up.
I will read your future.
How many of them are there?
About 5.
5. Like they're already dead bison. I don't know that she would. I didn't.
They were wild bison too, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that she would be paying attention to them and seeing like what Like, is this a tribal situation? Is this a just poacher sort of?
Oh, you.
thing?
There is. You do not need to roll about that. It is not. It is the latter, not the former.
Okay, so we got poachers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I guess with that. I mean, I do have vicious mockery. I think I'm gonna start making my way kind of towards them.
What is your name?
They're about a mile or two away.
Is there anything else that it looks like I would be useful doing?
I mean, just helping the camp in general.
I was to say, maybe not walking 2 miles.
All right, well, that's fair.
There's stuff to do, camp things to pick up, helping.
Yeah,
Wagons
okay.
to fix.
There's
In
a
that case-
wagon.
I will put my efforts there. I will not pull a Nate.
Peter, you're not gonna make it. We're gonna move on.
Yeah.
Perform triage.
She would not do that.
Doesn't look good for you.
Shake.
Well, we'll just go ahead and put a sheet over yet.
I have a much higher charisma than that. Yeah, we won't do that. Yes. Okay, so I will help just with all of that kind of stuff and put in my head that I know that poachers are following the wild animals out here.
Okay.
Probably not unusual, I
Your
guess.
animal handling?
9, and natural 20.
Okay.
12, 30, 20, and 19.
Alright. Before night falls, you guys are able to find those 10 that you were missing and get them back with the cattle.
Okay.
So, no cattle. All of the cattle is accounted for.
Whew.
As you return back to camp, as Chester sort of like gets everyone rounded up, sort of just like, well, the situation's this: we've lost 2 wagons. I tried to repair them as much as I can, but out here in the middle of nowhere, there's not exactly much you can do about that. So, might be a little bit crowded in the other wagons with gear, so those who can walk are going to have to walk. Though I understand Father Van might have to have a exception to that.
Of course.
Fair enough.
Well, it's usually a death sentence to usually stay in one place for at least more than a day, so let's enjoy the evening and then we'll continue on tomorrow.
Okay.
Sounds fair. We got any idea what happened and why the bison spooked the way they did?
Poachers.
Ah,
Saw about 5 of them. Just up that way.
gotcha.
Anybody got a drink I can have?
Elaine will kind of go to her chuck wagon, which got hit a little bit, but for the most part, it's fine. Maybe like a few glass bottles of stuff is broken, but she does bring out like a whiskey bottle and gives like everyone some whiskey, whoever wants some.
Okay.
Alrighty.
My lady's taking some. She
Yeah.
seems to like she got old again after, and she seems to be getting younger and younger as she drinks.
Elaine sort of nods. She's the kind of woman that understands that even women drink.
Oh goodness, yes.
Yeah, I'll take a shot and
She
then
does
get
not
back
shy
to
away.
watching the herd.
Okay.
Yeah.
Especially since they have shown a tendency to wander off.
Yes. As a side note, Keith, though I will not have you roll the percentile, I would like you to take 1 tick of your feature, please.
Okay. I actually took one earlier when I had trouble with the horse the first time.
Okay.
So that puts me up at 10%.
Okay.
Just so
You'll be
you're
fine.
aware.
You'll be
I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Yeah. As the evening crests westward, you guys sit around small campfires, sort of attempting to better yourselves from the jarring stampede. You do see that there is a small campfire to the north as you all.
Can we judge like how far away they are?
About, if you were to guess, with your background, maybe 2 or 3 miles.
Okay. It's not right up upon us.
So they're kind of moving the same directions. Well, I guess we don't really know that much yet, but
I mean, I would suspect that they're gonna follow the bison.
the bison, yeah.
I'm not too worried about him.
I like how you smiled after you said that, like knowing that that's a famous last word statement. Yeah.
As you all bed down for the evening, knowing this group, who's gonna do it?
Who's gonna do what now?
I figured one of you might go pay them a visit, but okay.
Are we keeping watches though?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll be on all of them.
Yeah.
Not
For
that
the
it
most
matters.
part, the evening is quiet. Those of you who do see, you do see the far away campfire slowly die down as the evening goes on, as yours do as well. And morning arrives as you guys pack
Actually,
up.
I take that back. I would go do something about that. I take that back. I had to think about it
There
for a
it
minute,
is.
but I
Hey,
would.
what are you gonna do?
Yeah. What do you do, Jack? What do you do?
All right. So once most people are asleep,
Yeah.
so you don't sleep, but so Morgan's gonna get up. He's gonna go open his doctor's bag.
Okay.
He's gonna pull out a small jar,
Oh, jeez.
open it, and start pulling bullets out of some sort of liquid.
Okay.
Huh.
He's gonna start lining. He's gonna collect a handful, load it in all his guns, and he's gonna go head off to have a little chat.
Oof.
I will say that, seeing as you are on watch, you do see this.
Really wasted anyways.
Bellamy. You do see him do this and then head off.
I will follow.
Okay.
Can't let you go out by
I
yourself.
mean, if I'm on watch, do I get a perception roll?
I'll allow it.
19.
Yeah, you do see them sneaking off. Do you want to have...
I'll take a perception roll.
Okay.
She has a 19.
Yep. You all can go if you want. But you do see, the three of you do see Morgan heading off towards that campfire.
Now that seems damn right ill-advised, doesn't it? Yep. So she'll
Who's
just
gonna go with?
Yeah.
she'll ask on her way, be like, "Am I supposed to do this?"
Justice.
I'm gonna go, but I'm gonna stay back a bit and
Yeah.
get my rifle ready.
Okay.
So once he gets starts to get close, Morgan's gonna try and sneak up
Yeah.
towards the camp.
You don't bother. No one is taking watch. Why would
So
they?
he wants to get within earshot, and then he's gonna stop and listen in on him for a little bit.
Sort of getting within earshot, you sort of see that, like, of the 5, like, 3 of them are already resting. The other 2 are just kind of, like, talking about, like, places. They're
Okay.
trying to figure out where they're going to try and sell all of the bison meat.
So you're gonna kind of feel a little hand up on your shoulder as I come up next to you. Are they all like right around the campfire?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So I've got one hand up on your shoulder, and in the other hand, I'm just sort of tossing this like round, like device. I got this.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Oh
I'm gonna throw a shadow grenade into their fire.
no! Wow.
One turn. So roll is a Constitution save, I believe.
It is yes, it is a con save for
Okay.
them.
So for the 2 that are awake,
What the hell was that?
Both of the ones awake will at least like succeed. The other ones will be at disadvantage because they sleep. And 13.
13 is my DC.
Okay, so that one will succeed. And that one will fail. So, alright, so what is the dodge?
Give me a sec.
What is the firearm aiming feature? Is that just advantage?
15 points non-halved.
So 15 total, if not half.
Yep.
Okay, so... Okay.
And it's a 10-foot radius, so pretty much all of them.
One turn, there's this like explosion that goes
We forgot to
off.
include that. We'll have to add that.
What's
An explosion goes
I'll
off.
tell you later. So
In the middle of this camp, the kind of lights up as the embers of the fire sort of light up the area for the briefest of moments before
+2. Okay.
taking the place into darkness. You have killed the two that failed,
Are you playing a dead?
Okay.
though the other,
Yeah.
the other three are sort of
slightly higher wisdom.
now ajar. The two that are awake sort of start scrambling for weapons, and the
extra bonuses.
the third one who was asleep is sort of like sitting with his like ass in the air, sort of like standing out like, what happened? Roll initiative.
Not 20.
Okay.
15. Excuse me. I can't pat my chest.
So Nate.
What's dead?
Natural 20.
Aiming is on page 6.
Lance.
18. It's a bullet point under fanning the hammer and aiming.
Oh.
Danny.
15.
Oh, okay.
And
6.
6.
Yes.
Takes
up one
we-
attack.
Would you like to roll your thing for me, please?
Okay.
Roll it before it goes up. I'm assuming it hasn't gone up
It has
yet.
not gone up yet.
Okay.
I could use it.
I rolled a 16.
Yeah. and
You're
you
fine.
did
So I'm still good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. First up is Hazel.
Alrighty.
As you saw briefly, the explosion of light go off.
And there's 5 of them?
There are 2 of them are dead. There are 3 left, and I will say that it is dark, so you will have disadvantage on attacks because you don't have any light around you.
Okay, so the fire is out.
Yes, the explosion rocked the flames and the embers asunder, and people are just scrambling in the dark now.
Okay, so yeah, I'll aim for one of them.
Yeah.
You say disadvantage?
Yes.
Okay, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12?
12 will miss.
12 will miss.
Yes.
Okay.
As you kind of like hit a rock that was close by one of their heads, as one was just like, "We're under attack."
I think that's
Anything
all
else?
I can do right now.
Okay, Morgan.
So Morgan is gonna. So as you throw it, he goes, "Oh, Jesus Christ!" He's gonna stand up. You gotta give people more warning before you do that. And he's gonna pull out his
That's your
pistol,
problem with this.
and he's gonna go walk into the firelight. Since all of you are watching, I assume anybody can make a history check because he draws his revolver.
Nope.
12?
Natural 20.
Okay, so you would know, and I don't know, that might be high enough. So Morgan looks like he's maybe 27, late 20s. The pistol he pulls out is a Confederate cavalry pistol.
Oh, jeez.
It's okay.
And he's going to walk into their camp. So how many of them are alive?
There are 3 alive.
Are they the 3 that are laying down?
Well, everyone's laying down from the explosion.
Right, but are they...
Yeah, they're all laying down because everyone got kind of knocked around and no one was like standing or anything. They were kind of sitting and whatnot. So
I should have waited.
So Morgan's going to walk up to one of them. And he's going to raise the pistol and get his close, like point blank, point it right at his face and go, "You should have picked a different line of work." And shoot him.
yeah. What are the rules of trying to take a gun during melee?
It's a grapple check. It's an opposed grapple check.
Okay. Then make a quick grapple check for me.
Isn't that athletics versus athletics or acrobats?
7.
22.
Okay. You were
Okay.
able to keep the...
You keep the gun, and you won by greater than 10, so you can fire as part of the reaction.
Is it an auto hit?
No. But
No,
you,
but...
you do have disadvantage because it's within melee range.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't. So that's a 22 to hit.
That hits.
Unless you're using a Derringer.
And then... So that will deal a total of 11 points of damage.
You... where does your bullet find its mark?
Oh, right between the eyes.
With nary a word passing his lips to answer your question, to answer your statement, you put a bullet right between his eyes as he just like slumps back.
And that was part of my reaction, right?
Yep.
So he's going to turn and point it at the next one.
Okay.
Why did I even shoot?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a 23.
Yep.
That's going to be 11 points of damage.
Where does your bullet find its mark?
Is it going to outright kill him no matter what?
Yep. Unless you want to say otherwise. Unless you say otherwise. Because you can just maim.
No witnesses.
I'm gonna maim him. I'm gonna shoot him in the thigh.
Okay. You shoot him in the thigh, and...
He also needs to make me a Constitution saving throw.
That's going to be a... 12?
Great.
Hit
He
the RB.
can't heal those 11 hit points back.
Ooh. Nice.
Ow! Can certainly only have 12 hit points. That sucks. Okay. That's your turn.
Yep.
The poacher's turn. That one is basically just going to be like have his hands up. The one remaining sort of like takes out his pistol and, seeing as you're the only
Yep.
one, will take a fire at you as well.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, it won't matter.
17 to hit.
No.
No.
My AC is 18
Okay.
18.
because I have unarmored defense as one of my options from being a scholar.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
He takes out his gun and fires at you, but with amazing like quick movement, you're able to just get out of the way. Bellamy.
Well, seeing that this has just escalated very quickly, she's gonna and it's like, well, I guess we're past the point of talking, aren't we? And okay, so who do we still have?
There's one guy that got hit in the thigh and is basically kind of like surrendered, barely hanging on to a thread of life, while another one had kind of stood up and took a shot towards your friend Morgan.
No, sir. And I'll Eldritch Blast.
So how are you doing Eldritch Blast? Are you using the gun method of having a Derringer that
I
fires?
forgot to think about that. Yeah.
'Cause not that magic is banned, but magic is sort of looked down upon.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So I would have effectively an empty shell of a gun that's not actually loaded,
Okay.
or I don't know. Maybe at some point it was. But yeah, it's a pretty kind of something that was gifted me at some point, probably. That has kind of a mother of pearl, little etched thing going on. She pulls out her pistol and shoots, but as she does, like, her eyes go black.
Though it's hard to see in the dark.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to. You wouldn't see that necessarily, but and there's just this faint black streak. Also, can't see in the dark really. That follows the bullet.
So what could be a bullet fires from what could be a gun.
Yep, and does 8 points of damage.
Does it make sound?
Oh, it's 22 to hit. Actually.
Yeah, so that'll hit.
It would probably sound a bit like it would. Sorry. It would sound like a gun, but it would almost be like a little bell is tolling at the same time.
You hear church bells.
Where does your Eldritch Blast find its mark?
Oh, so I imagine if we're wanting to take these folks down, I don't want it to be like a long, painful, suffering thing. I was just going to come make fun of them, make them do, like, what I told them to. But since we're in this now, I'm going for the head, I suppose.
No. Firing at the head, he just eyes roll back to his head as he lies unconscious.
Well, so are we finishing this job, or are we leaving them to think about what they done did? I've got to figure out what accent I'm using for this poor woman.
Is that all of them?
Yeah, the only one remaining is the gentleman that's sort of.
So out of initiative.
Yeah.
So Morgan's gonna
Forward.
holster his pistol and walk over to him and kneel down and say, "If you can manage to survive your wound for 3 days, you might still make it. Spread the word your kind aren't welcome here."
Intimidation roll. With advantage.
And I don't get to use my next roll that I attacked with that was max damage. 21.
He sort of nods before he passes out from sheer pain. And who knows if he will survive his injuries.
Should have thought about that before they started poaching. And then Morgan's gonna go over and start collecting the meat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rummage through the pockets.
Well, I mean, so poachers would take the pelts, right, and leave the meat to rot, or did they go do the?
I
Did they
believe
do
he
that
said
the
that
other
they
way
took the
around?
meat.
Or actually no, my apologies. I forgot it wrong way around. They would have taken the pelts.
Okay, well,
Taking
Leaving
the
them,
take
yes,
those
the carcasses.
I had forgotten. There would be some meat, but for the most part,
yeah.
I forgot that it was mostly pelts.
Yeah, that's fine. And so then I'll start collecting all of that.
Mm-hmm. Now I'll give you a hand grabbing those and to take back.
There's about 5 bison pelts. So if someone wants to make a note of that.
And then I'm gonna. Well, did you say you were searching the bodies? Yeah.
You find besides their weapons and all of that.
Anything unique, valuable?
Not necessarily unique or valuable. You do find $2 worth of money between all 5 of them.
Man, they're cheap.
Yeah, well,
Any symbols on them or anything like that? As far as holy symbols, do they seem to?
not really. They're just regular individuals.
I would like.
Ammunition.
I was gonna say I would like to collect ammo, please.
Yeah.
Total, there's probably 30 mans of ammo.
I'm just gonna collect the 3 bullets that I used.
Yeah. So if you'd like to take any of that, you may.
Yeah, take a few.
I'll grab 10 rounds.
Okay.
You don't need it. Bullets, right?
I will pretend that I am gathering rounds.
Alright.
Rifle bullets are different from pistol bullets, yes?
Yes.
So they were rifle rounds, right?
No,
or were
just pistol rounds.
Just
Pistol
pistol
rounds,
rounds. Okay.
It didn't look like they had rifles.
Okay.
Hunting bison without rifles. Yikes.
Well,
Okay.
looking at their money, you don't think they had a lot of money.
Okay.
And rifles are a little more on the expensive side than pistols.
That's
so.
true. That's true.
Unfortunate for them.
Okay.
Okay, that works.
Poor
Okay.
people were just trying to get by.
Should have picked a different line of work.
That is true.
You
Coaching
guys
is wrong.
return back to the to the camp. You do get a few nods of like approval from Merrill. Kind of nods in your guys' direction as he kind of has watch.
I imagine our wagon team, our wagon train master probably needs those pelts to replace the wagons they broke.
Probably.
As you guys get up in the morning,
After we sit down, anybody who watches Morgan is going to very carefully remove the bullets that he had loaded in and put them back in a jar. Seal it up and put it away.
No?
Oh, if you live in 3 days.
Yeah. You know.
Alright.
So now, what is your shtick? Is you just blow things up? That's what you do.
You're just gonna see this big 2D dragonborn.
That is a skill set I have not encountered up to
I
this point.
forgot that you were Dragonborn this time, so I was expecting you to be like, see?
There are some things you neglected to tell me.
Just places down the fool card.
Now you're just being rude. Slap that smile right off your face. I don't want to
So is
see
that
it.
you, me, or her?
Yes.
You see it too then sometimes?
That was Keith. That was Keith. So.
That was
Oh,
Keith
oh,
posing
oh, oh.
the fool card. Is that your patron, you, or Keith?
Yes. Yes. All of the above. Two things can be true at the same time. Yeah, so noting that in my brain pan so that I am prepared for future explosions, because clearly this is going to be a thing. Huh. How small can you make those little things? Now, can we dial back the severity?
Moves her
Just
bedroll to
a
the other side of the
Why would you
fire.
want to?
For non-lethal purposes.
Again, why would you want to?
Scare the ever living shit out of somebody when they sit on the train.
Oh.
Just thinking out loud. Just thinking out loud. Sorry. That's just. She's very much more like her own age in this moment. Like definitely more 45 than she is old lady or like, 30-year-old jumping out of the way of bison.
Yeah. Okay. The morning arrives as two of the wagons are left and discarded, the horses bringing along, as you guys continue on the trail westward. D12 for week 4.
Jeez.
Or, sorry, for week 5.
Started this.
Well, my turn.
Roll a D100 for severity.
7.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
100.
So that's a 3.
3's good. You want low.
Yeah.
Okay,
low
good.
is good.
So it's the 00 and the 3.
Yeah,
so
Yes.
that would be the
so-
3.
Okay.
3.
I was like, I haven't had that happen before.
It's if you roll
000. That's
a
bad.
100.
Okay.
Yes. So, you do see that as you were moving out of the way of the incoming bison, you did get a sliver, like, in your palm. Luckily, you're able to take it out before a serious infection could happen. Kind of lucky you caught it before you left it unattended.
for like 6 months.
All right.
Wow, that stinks.
Let's have another D12 roll for week 6.
8.
That's better.
5.
8.
11.
Okay. Week 6 goes uneventfully as you guys continue traveling. Father Van seems to not be in much pain, but still is going to be in a little more recovery as he heals from his broken leg. Let's roll for week 7.
10.
Dos.
9.
9.
Ocho.
Ocho. Continuing onward, much of the same of sagebrush and that continues to roll across the way. You do see far to the north. You do see what look like distant plateaus, maybe far to the north, and you do see maybe like far to the south. You do see maybe another small mountain range. And let us have the last week of your journey. 3.
4.
4.
6.
6.
7.
7. All right. Seems everything went a little bit more well on the downhill decline
He
towards.
must have survived
Mesa
those 3 days
Springs.
and told everybody to stay away.
Must have.
As you guys, at the end of that week, you do see in the distance Mesa Springs. Sort of a town that's big, bustling in the essence of very much like how Dodge City was. Sort of pre-made houses that have been brought in to build up these businesses and whatnot. Sort of not anything like the fancy like streets, like cobbled streets or anything. Just dirt streets. Maybe probably close to 3,000 people live here. You also see that there is a train station there. And you can see that the train station continues heading eastward. Probably connects to Falicornia. You do see maybe...
Hang on. What direction does the train go?
West. Sorry, my east and west.
It's all right. I just needed to make sure I
Yes.
understood the
My
placement
apologies.
of things.
Yeah.
You see westward, there's about a mile of track before it stops. It seems like they are waiting for what's going on in Rock Point to catch up before they continue on with their with what they continue on doing. You do see that there are roads from the town that leave in several directions. It seems like this is the Nexus hub, and true to what they say, the heart of the West. You can see that it's built under this huge mesa, sort of plateaued above, and you can see, true to their word, maybe somewhere between like a lake and a pond, there's sort of a water source where you can see that's where most of like the stables and the keeping of cattle sort of place is, the livery and that sort of stuff. You do see maybe like a mile or two past that, as you're coming in from the east, you can see a gigantic river, which you could probably guess is the Rapid River. Sort of just like this very rapid looking river that sort of looks very rocky. Sort of not the kind of place you would take a ferry or anything like that. It is a natural stopping point to things trying to get across.
Right.
As Chester sort of points out, welcome to Mesa Springs. We made it. Thank you for making it. As around noonish, you arrive in the town of Mesa Springs. It is bustling. You see generic people you would see in an Old West sort of story. Like, all of, like, the extras you would see.
Mm-hmm.
There's a general store, there's, like, 3 different saloons, or a cantina. You see, just every kind of thing you would need out here in the West has been brought to Mesa Springs to build it up into this nexus point of a place. As you all have arrived in Mesa Springs.
Yay.
So do we get paid by Jacob for
You do.
Yes.
for
you
making
will-
the delivery? Okay.
You will. The 2 of you will get paid your extra $15 for helping move. He sort of comes up to you guys like, I'd like to thank you for helping me get here. The bison incident was not a great thing, but if it weren't for you 2 helping me, I don't think I would have been able to get them all on my own.
Oh, sure, no problem.
Yeah, yeah.
Glad to do our part.
Hey, and if you're ever south of here in Galburn, look me up. I might be able to at least find you a job helping me with the ranch and everything like that.
We'll keep that in mind.
Of course, of course. Sort of thanks you guys and then heads off to enjoy a few moments of peace before he has to continue onward.
Well,
Okay.
I suppose there are opportunities to be found here.
Oh, we're rich now. $21.
Well off, sugar. All right.
I'm gonna go find the place that's supposed to be here for me.
Of course.
Oh. He seems to look like he's got a direction, so I'm gonna kind of
Man on a mission here.
follow along because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. He hasn't pushed me.
Where you going?
Fate has not spoken.
Where you going?
Great question.
Do I really want to know or do I want to drink? Like an actual drink.
Alright, I'm looking up one specific thing from a very, very old...
Are you opposed to me going along?
okay.
Are you opposed to me coming along?
No, he does. Like he doesn't say.
Don't say anything?
He doesn't say anything. He just once they're there, he heads off. And he gets out a piece of paper and just seems to be reading directions or something off of it, and is.
I gotcha. Oh, well, then if I don't know what you're doing, then I got no reason to go.
Past the main street and then another street over, you kind of go to like the outskirts where many people who have been able to afford a house, a pre-made house, sort of have some areas. And you see this one place that sort of stands out, sort of this 2-story building where you can see stairs that lead up one direction to the second floor from the outside. And you can see a sign hangs from the front of the bottom where you can see a just sort of simple sign that says the Northern Tequila. Sorry, the Northern Tequila Gun Shop.
I forgot about the tequila.
Gun shop.
Tequila.
Oh, you weren't in that game.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. He
This
missed the
is
tequila.
this is from the game where we played bad guys, and apparently only a few of us played legitimately bad guys.
Sorry.
No, that was not your fault. You were fine. The problem was that I was told we were playing bad guys, so I made a bad guy. I made a character who was a sociopath, and then some of the other players decided that we were actually being bandits with a heart of gold.
Big difference.
So you know that your place would be on the second floor.
Ah.
Okay, as we're in town, I mean, I would get, like, you know, a general layout of the town, what's what and stuff like that, but I would like to find a gun shop. Of course, I don't know what he knows,
Right.
but I would definitely try to find a gun shop.
I will make a better map of Mesa Springs as we continue on with the campaign, as this is the prologue.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But with that, I would like to go to the town center and look for job postings.
Okay. You do find a couple of job postings. Most of them are for, at least the ones in Town Hall are basically ones where it's just like, need help digging a well, looking for someone to survey a land area, and, you know, sort of like stuff that the city would want. I think what you were looking for would be more
Towards the sheriff's office?
the sheriff's office.
Yeah,
Yes.
something a little higher paying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll probably take the tag for need to dig a well. Oh.
How much does that pay?
Small hole.
It would probably be like
Bigger hole.
probably about 50 cents a day.
I can slow it
$2 upon completion.
down. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'll head to the sheriff's office.
Heading to the sheriff's office, you see it's sort of a generic one where there's like the long front porch, where inside you can see through the open door there seems to be like a jail cell at the back of the wall. You do see kind of like kicked up in a chair, sort of leaned back, feet on like the railing of the porch, sort of just like just sort of can't see the face, but you just see someone seems to be just like having a nap, sleeping.
Any wanted posters or anything like that?
There could be inside.
Could be inside. Okay, I won't disturb him, but I'll walk inside the front and take a look around.
Looking inside, generic.
The guy who's sleeping out there, can I tell from his badge if he's the sheriff or is he deputy?
Seems to be the sheriff. Yeah, make a perception check though.
That was 2. 21.
21. Okay. Yeah, you do see he's sort of wearing just like a shirt with a vest, and you can see the badge of the sheriff.
Okay, but he is the sheriff, not a deputy.
Yeah, he seems to be the sheriff. You can see he's got a 6-shooter at his hip. And one thing of note, he doesn't have a right arm.
Huh.
I know this guy.
Seeing that, you enter in and you can see there's sort of a desk, papers strewn about, a small little wooden stove with a coffee pot on top. At the back, there's sort of a two-celled like jail cell, and you do see there is a bulletin board of wanted posters.
Okay. How many?
It's actually quite a fair few.
Okay.
Doesn't seem like a lot of work has been done on this bulletin board.
Okay. Is there any indication of difficulty on these guys?
There is, yes.
Okay.
1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, 5 star.
Yes, I will come up with an ingenious way of doing that, but for now I will say that until I can... There is a way of doing it, yeah.
We'll come back to that.
We'll come back to that, yeah. When we start the campaign proper.
Okay.
This is just... As you're kind of looking around, you kind of hear a... sort of turning around, you do see sort of... kind of like working on... folding a cigarette with one hand, you do see the sheriff kind of looks over to you. He's sort of like... in his mid-30s, sort of... kind of like... the side of his face is a little bit scarred from something. Seems to be sort of a hard-pressed man. Sort of has that look of like tough and like he knows what he's doing.
What time of day is this?
It's about noonish.
Noonish. Okay.
Also, with your 21, now that you got a good look at his face, he does have some familiarity to Jacob. Recognize a couple of the features of like Jacob Lachey that you worked with.
And say, good afternoon, Sheriff.
Afternoon.
I just got into town and looking for a fresh start and thought I'd make a little bit of money to help me get started. So I was wanting to look at your ads here. And
kind of gives you a look up and down, sort of like gauging him. Well, you seem kind of like the type to be able to do stuff. You able to actually use those, or are those more for show of intimidation?
I'm quite capable of my abilities.
Well, that's good. I hate these pansies who wear them to be, up with what they call fashion.
I prefer function, actually.
That's good. I've seen a lot of men die recently wearing those and not be able to use them.
Is that why you got so many wanted posters still?
Well, that's probably a fair decent of them, but a couple of these are, difficult.
Well, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Hazel, and like I said, I just got into town with a couple of other people, and came in with what's his name, Mr. Chester. So.
Yeah. I think Jacob mentioned you. You helped him with some of the cattle.
Yes, we got the cattle here safely and had to angle a few stray ones.
Yeah, our pa owns a ranch south of here, so.
Okay.
Yeah. My apologies. Kind of puts the cigarette in his mouth and reaches his hand for it. Morgan Lachey.
Morgan Lachey. Nice
Yes.
to meet you. Like I said, I just got here looking for some odd jobs to get started with, so you'll probably be seeing more of me.
Oh, that's good. I could always use some help. What the hell was that?
That was how you dig a well, sir.
At least that's how he digs a well.
Yep.
Small hole, grenade, make big hole.
Well, I look forward to having you if you're willing to help with some of these. Would really help my plate and have them damn marshals off my back all the time.
Yes. I'm sure it could be a handful. Like I said, I don't want to take up too much of your time, so like I said, I'm just getting a general layout of the area and just seeing what's available, so like I said, I'll probably be back.
Well, welcome to Mesa Springs.
Thank you. And then with that, I'll tip my hat and walk out.
Alright.
So looking at the different available options, do I feel a shove in any particular direction?
The tower.
Well then, I will take the information and go toward the tower.
Okay.
Were you saying like the tower tarot card?
Yes.
Or,
Yes,
oh, dang
the
it.
tower, as in the card.
I was like, was
Not
there
that
something
there is
that...
a tower.
Well,
I mean, the tallest
hold please.
tallest building in town would probably be the church steeple.
It would be, yes.
Fair.
You're just gonna keep pushing you towards the church, Danny.
I'm going to go find a
Oh,
gun shop.
If there's a certain
Go.
pastor in town.
I'm not that mean.
Is it upside down or upright?
Upright.
Okay.
Tower of Terror.
Massive change, upheaval, destruction, and chaos. Great.
Go cause some chaos.
Sounds like somebody we know.
Death of a loved one, financial failure, health problems, Jeez, there's no escaping it. Okay, just when you think you're safe and comfortable, a tower moment hits and throws you for a loop. What are you telling me, Brayden?
Seems like there might need some help here in this town.
Oh, okay, that's how I'm interpreting this?
You could interpret it however you wish.
Well, the DM just told me how to interpret this, so I feel like I probably have this relationship with my patron that I would know that is what he is saying.
Yeah.
She hit.
Yeah. They.
They plural.
I like that one more in this particular case.
You like the idea that your patron is plural?
Yeah.
I wouldn't like that. That makes me uncomfortable.
I saw someone do a write-up where a warlock patron could be a Kickstarter campaign.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
have you looked at this meaning very recently?
Why?
Oh, of course, this is just specifically the Biddy Tarot definition. But the best way forward is to let this structure self-destruct so you can rebuild it and refocus it.
Let the town burn itself to the ground
Yep,
and then
let it
rebuild
burn.
it from the ashes, Danny.
Ah,
Oof, okay.
But that's taking over the infrastructure.
this is an
Damn, it's
opportunity for me to
again.
get wiser and more resilient. Apparently.
But while you contemplate what your next step is, Morgan,
Yep.
what's your plan?
Well, what's in my house?
You head up, and it's just a simple little apartment, sort of bed, wash basin, stand, mirror, dresser, sort of thing. A little place to hang your hat. That's it.
That's it.
Yep.
There's no instructions left for me here.
Doesn't look like it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go see how many doctors there are in town.
No. There is one doctor and one dentist.
All right. How old does the doctor seem?
Maybe like in his 40s.
Does he have an assistant?
No.
Great. Morgan's gonna go up and try and offer his services as an assistant.
Okay. Roll a persuasion check as you attempt to find yourself a way in for a job.
Um, 22.
22. Yeah, he's willing to have you on as an assistant. So, as you find yourself with employment for the time being. Yeah. Going back to you, because you wanted to find a gun shop, you do find two. Talking with some people, there is a Lewiston Corporation building here, as well as a place called the Northern Tequila.
Are they get together?
No. The Lewiston Corporation is actually like on the main street, and it's one of, if not the only brick building other than like the bank.
Okay. Okay, I will go and take a look at what they got.
The Lewiston Corporation one?
Yeah.
Alright. Entering in, you do see an empty room, and on the far side you see a waiting area desk, where you can see sort of a half elven man sort of standing there, sort of maybe like early 30s, sort of dressed nice with one of those like karats sort of thing, sort of just like reading a book as he looks up to you. Ah, welcome. How can I help you?
Yes, I just recently got into town, and I'm just curious as to what you have to offer.
We have quite expensive guns and whatnot. And no offense towards you, but the things we sell tend to not be affordable to most individuals.
Understandable. I'm just trying to see what's available and what the price would be, and I can always come back later, after doing some jobs and whatnot. So
I would suggest coming back later. It is very expensive.
very well then. I'll tip my hat and walk
Good
away.
day. As he goes back to his book for.
Snobby rich guy.
Yep.
Now we'll go to the other one.
You head over towards the northern tequila. The northern tequila is not ramshackle, but
A little more hole in the wall.
more hole in the wall.
It's a mom and pop gun shop.
You see above, there's like a couple of places up top. Entering in, you hear the ting ding. The smell that immediately hits you, the smell of gunpowder as you just like inhale, like heavily.
Whew, JT would like it here.
You can see just as soon as you enter, there are just like several weapons that like line one of the walls, of just like pistols, rifles, that sort of thing. Looking around, you can see there are several like storage barrels where what you could assume holds gunpowder.
Mm-hmm.
You do see like along one of the walls, you do see like some different kinds of clothing as well, some like nice padded vests and whatnot, just lining the walls, the one wall.
Does that count as armor upgrade?
Those are, yes.
Okay.
On the far end, sort of, there is a long, kind of like what a bartender's, what's the word I'm looking for?
Like a stool?
No, like a top.
So just a bar top.
Oh.
Just like a bar top,
Okay.
standing there. And you can see, sort of sombrero to the side. You can see a purple tiefling, sort of, it seems to be working on a couple of mechanisms to kind of like a pistol and whatnot, and kind of looks up. Ah, hello, sir. Sort of gently sets everything down. Welcome to the Northern Tequila. I am Mr. Tahiti, Senior Tahiti. What can I help you with?
Pleasure. My name is Hazel. I just recently got into town. And,
Hazel, lovely to see you, amigo.
And I'm just looking at what you have available. Maybe giving my pistol an upgrade of some sort, or.
Oh, certainly. We can see what we've got. Come closer and don't be shy.
Alright, and yeah, take a look at what you got.
He kind of looks towards you and is like, what do you need? Ammo, some more resistant clothing, pistols.
I think foremost,
rifles.
I want to get an upgraded pistol.
Okay. What kind of upgrade are we looking for?
Something with extra punch to it. A little more, knock guys out.
I don't necessarily have anything pistol-wise that can do that. I do, however, have some bullets, if you're interested. They can give a little bit of extra oomph that you're looking for.
Okay. What do they do, and what kind of price we're looking at?
He sort of goes under the counter and brings out like this loose box, like a little wooden box with no top, sort of placing it down. You can see that just scrambled in it are just some bullets.
It's gonna blow up my face.
Sort of taking one out and just like,
Yeah.
one of these does give it a little bit of extra punch. When the bullet part strikes something, it sort of tends to disintegrate a little bit, causing a little bit more extra damage.
I see. So in game mechanics, like what, +1 or something, or?
You get to roll an extra 1d4 damage.
Oh. Nice.
I just hope it doesn't blow up in your face.
Yeah. Okay. So for like a box of 10 or something, how much are we talking about?
A box of 10? Let's see. Want to make $2.
$2? How many do you have on hand?
He sort of just starts like thumbing through them, sort of like counting how many he has. We've got about 16.
16?
So whatever the math is, $3.50.
I'll take those.
Sort of puts him in like a little leather bag. sort of hands it to you. So add
Okay.
16 1d4 bullets. So with these, you just roll the same with damage. It just does an extra 1d4 damage. Very hard to make. The casting is very the casting, the molding of these do not tend to go very well because the material is so, what is the word, flimsy and light that
Yes.
tends to kind of not work. But these are the ones I've got so far.
Okay. Will I have to roll like a percentile or something if they blow up on me?
It's a +1 to your misfire.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you misfire on a 2 as well as a 1.
Okay. Okay, very well. What about like leather vests and stuff like that? A little extra padding.
Yes, we've got extra padding and all that sort of stuff. He sort of takes you over the wall. You looking for something more tougher or a little bit more quality?
Probably a good mix of the both. Like I said, I'm new in town, so I don't have a lot of money right now, but I do need some type of upgrade. Tough, maybe as far as quality, maybe something a little bit more than just common, maybe uncommon or rare.
Well, to have to make clothing more tough. Usually, well, he kind of points to kind of a vest. This would help with tough, and that one's around $40. The one to help you with the little more quality, sort of pointing out, runs roughly about $30. $30.
Okay. I will have to wait on those. But
Understandable.
But it seems like I got a few jobs, potential jobs lined up, so I can probably come back later.
Well, that's good. In just setting up in Mesa's then?
For now, yes. So just
Oh, that is good.
see what life brings us, I guess.
Of course.
And so I think, do you happen to do any like actual pistol upgrades?
I do, yes. But as you said, not a lot of money. So
Yes.
once you are able to acquire some more stuff, I should be able to help you with upgrades as well. So
Okay.
again,
More to come.
increase. I have ways of increasing round capacity. I have ways of making better sights. There's that sort of thing. I also am very good at making things look very nice with filigree and handle-wise. So if that is something you want as well, I can also help with that.
Very well. I think that will do it for now.
Well, glad you stopped by, amigo. Good luck on your future endeavors.
Thank you. I will return.
Oh, dear.
Alright, that's it for me.
How long does it take me to dig this?
Oh, like
Not very
an
long,
hour.
You should have stretched it
It's
out.
more a cleanup effort than it is an actual digging effort.
Earn yourself $3.
Are there any, like, of the things that I notice going on in the town or the things posted, things like that, is there a space that seems like they need more help than others, like the people that need help with dire situations or anything like that? The place where I could do the most good, because apparently I'm supposed to help the town or watch it self-destruct.
Yeah.
Potato.
Make an investigation check.
Okay at that. That's a nat 20, so I'm very good at that.
Okay. Talking with people, getting your natural charisma out there. You sort of start asking questions and seeing like how you can help people. What you begin to find out as you are talking with people and sort of figuring stuff out, seems like an election for mayor is coming up. Seems as though people are not happy with who the current mayor is, it seems as though he might have a lot more friends in higher places than any of his other candidates, who, depending on who you ask, some have gotten hurt before election and had to drop out. Some have just dropped out for no reason. And a few have gone missing.
Okay, so he's rigging the election in some real seedy ways.
What?
Okay. Alright. I suppose then I should probably visit the mayoral offices. Kind of see what this guy's about. See if I can find any information. And then organize a minor rebellion.
Okay.
Good to see warlocks doing warlock things.
Oh, freaking justice. Hey.
Be the first.
As you all
Seeing a theme.
As you all
Wait a
begin to
second.
settle down into Mesa Springs, coming up with your new schemes, making money and preparing for what the future is to hold for whatever tale the West will help tell, we will end it there as the prologue into our Western series.
Okay. I dig it. I'm
Good
in.
job.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
good job.
It's a good prologue.
I've sort of given you a couple of Easter eggs from older campaigns,
I
and
enjoyed
I've
them.
also
Clancy.
added some things you guys can do with some of the NPCs you met, so
Cool.
we shall see what comes of a Western campaign when we continue. So
Sounds good.
Can't wait to change my alter ego.
Well, I hope you guys had a good time. We are looking to add the Western as part of our rotating monthly series. So we'll have a different game each week. Still working on the details for that, so keep tabs on the Discord server to know when all of that is going to transpire. We haven't picked a night yet. We haven't picked the rest of the lineup, although we've got some ideas in mind for what we're thinking we're going to implement. But the Discord server will be your best bet for when we make those announcements of new content. Quick reminder, everything we do does wind up on the YouTube channel, so you can go out there and check it out. Just surf on over to the Tube of Views and search for Casual Cactus. Casual with a C, Cactus with a K. You'll be able to find our full back catalog of everything we've done video-wise. Everything from the main campaign, the current Glassbreakers Guild campaign, previous long-run campaigns, some shorter form campaigns, one-shots, talking about D&D, lots of stuff out there. Go check it out. And while you're over there, if you haven't already, do hit like and subscribe. Make sure you toggle the little bell icon so that you will always get the notification for when we put new content up there. That's going to do it for us tonight. Hope you guys had fun. We will be back hopefully with the full cast next week, but things what they are, we'll see. Until then, do remember,
grab your bats and grab your balls.
And if all you have is a hammer,
Everything looks like a glass house.
that's exactly right.
Way to put him on the spot, man.
Good night.
Good night.